It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
And here we go. Welcome back into Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice over there on the board doing his thing per usual is TLC. And to my right, ladies and gentlemen, I got a former Buckeye wide receiver and a Grey Cup MVP by the name of DeVere Posey.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Depot, welcome back in, my guy. How you feeling on this lovely Tuesday afternoon?
It's going up on a Tuesday, man. There it is. It's going up on a Columbus, what's up, man? How you guys doing? My beautiful people.
Yeah, they are beautiful people.
Oh,
we love
man.
our listeners. They are the absolute best, man. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
Listeners, good to talk to you guys again. As always, thanks so much for your time. We will rock and roll until 3 o'clock today and have a good time doing it at 12:30, bottom of this hour. Tim May will join us. We will talk all things Buckeyes as Big Ten Media Days is getting ready to pop off out in Vegas. 1:30. Speaking of the Big Ten, we will stay in the conference and lock in specifically on the Oregon Ducks with Max Torres, who covers Oregon for scoop.duck.com. So that'll be interesting to talk about their offseason, how they've recovered since that beatdown over at the Rose Bowl by the hands of the old Scarlet and Gray. So a fun conversation coming up at 1:30 to talk about what should be, again, one of the best teams in the Big Ten. If you miss any of those interviews, if you ever miss anything from our program, do not worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Our podcast is sponsored exclusively by the wonderful folks over at Bet365. Depot, we were talking about something with Reeser in between the breaks, and you brought up something, and as soon as you started talking, I knew where you were going because I felt the exact same thing this morning. So run us down that thought process and what you were breaking down before we started cooking here.
Used to be a kid that walked to school every day and home. So I just feel like living in Ohio, specifically like the Midwest, the mornings are the telltale signs of when the seasons are changing. And so what we were alluding to this morning is you woke up this morning and it was a little chill in the air. And you know what? That's that training camp chill.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's hot when you're training and getting ready for football, but as soon as you report and you go out there for those morning practices, it's just that little, it's a little dew on the grass. It's a little chill in the air, and you say, this grass smells like it's fall coming.
Yeah. I walked outside today, and I said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's a little less humidity going on right now in the AM, which I love because fall season for me is the best. It's the best window of time. Personally, for me, Depot, because of the temperatures, I think they're great. When we get the peaks that are like 65, 70.
Yeah.
And then the lows are right there in the mid-50s, high 60s. Like, that's it for me. And then it's the sports calendar.
Well,
that's the best part for me. The combination of NFL and college football with basketball and hockey and all of that. Like, we're almost there for me. I know a lot of people love summer, and I don't knock it at all. But that fall window of time, it's undefeated for your boy over here.
Because I know that's number one for you, like fall is number one for me. You told me, you slipped up a couple weeks ago.
Uh-oh, what'd I do?
You said I already got my, you got some fall outfits already. You already been hoodie shopping.
Because you gotta be a crafty vet with this, right? Because you know,
gotta get them in the summer.
You have to get them in the summertime.
Somebody raised you right, man.
It's a little bit of a discount on those hoodies, the sweats, the tracksuits. You get them going there. I just love hoodie and jacket season and the things that you can do. You get the pea coats popping off. You know, you want to spice it up just a little bit for a nice dinner or something like that. Yeah, all of that, man, is just is the best. But football is the meat and potatoes of that window of time. And yeah, as you just talked about, man, seeing videos today of the veterans arriving for certain teams in training camps is cool to see.
For your football fall experience, number one thing you're looking forward to, I'll tell you my number one thing. Just like for fall fulfillment, I need Like, I'm hoping I'm going to go to the Texas game, so it's not going to be week 1. I don't know if we play at noon the week after. So maybe like week 2 or week 3, I'll be able to get my fall favorite, and that's finishing our game. We pop around, post tailgates. I look in the stadium, I wave, and then I catch the kickoff at home, and then just sit in that chair from that game to that.
The nightcap?
No. I'm sitting there to that Pac-12 game go off. Yeah.
Pac-12 after dark.
I'm watching that after dark. Now it's Big Ten. That's Big Ten after dark.
Get some USC, UCLA action going on over there. But I do love that. Yes. It is enjoyable because I liked watching last year. Tetero and McMillan and late Arizona catching some of those games.
Shadur Sanders
late night. Arizona State was fun last year.
Fun this year too.
Yes, they will. With Cam Scatterbo last year at running back, and then they popped up in the playoffs. So, you get some of that Pac-12 football after dark, and then the game starts watching you. Usually after halftime.
Side note, Levitt and Dyson will probably be the number 1 quarterback receiver connection. Top 5 this season.
So
I'm willing to say that.
Sam Levitt.
Arizona State.
Arizona
you
State,
brought that up. Yeah.
And Dyson, they can go. And Arizona State, sneaky, top 5 playoff team, but also, for me, Depot, top 5 program when we talk unis.
Okay.
The Arizona State all black that they roll out kind of reminds me of the Commanders all black. Similar colors, right? That burgundy, that yellowish gold.
So you'll pick an Arizona State over a USC traditional? Because they're the same kind.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the USC traditional, like the Bama, Penn State USCs, they're fine to me. I need a little bit more, sexiness in the uniform. That's just me personally.
Little sauce on there.
That's all. That's all. The traditional helmet's cool, whatever. I get it, but I like some of the, not the alternates, but just Arizona State. I think their traditionals that they have are pretty good. So yeah, man, football season right around the corner is really good stuff. I've just been so caught up, Depot, and I'm sure you guys have as well, because it's all over social media and this astronomer CEO affair at the Coldplay concert. And just that video is just, it's like the breakdowns that I've seen of who these people are and just how deep this really goes. It's unfortunate, obviously, but the entertainment that's come out of this thing is absolutely nuts.
Let me ask you, Matty. You're a true Ohio player yourself.
No.
You used to be. I'm sorry. Retired.
Jersey is hung up in the rack.
Jersey is in the rack. My jersey has been retired for.
Get me in trouble.
Okay, my jersey has been retired for 10 years, so I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if I were to be single, and it's been a very long time, don't you just die with the lie and don't move, man? Like, if you don't react and you don't duck down, Coldplay doesn't call you out. If you just say, you just stand in it. Just stand in it.
I think for that specific situation, because of the titles that he had along with the woman that he was with, because I think she was head of HR, I believe. He's the CEO of a company. And so maybe it doesn't become as viral as it has, but you're still getting caught.
Well, it just scans over a guy behind a girl if he doesn't.
He panicked, man.
Panicked? This man crumbled.
He really fell to his knees. Because he realized, man, I just lost hundreds of millions of dollars. And rightfully so. I mean, what an idiot. You're doing that out there.
You know what? He wasn't thinking that. He wasn't thinking that.
What was he thinking?
Because if you were thinking that, you're like, I'm about to just stay. I'm about to stand right here to not lose this $100 million. Because here's the thing. You know what you were thinking about? You were thinking like, oh, I can't be seen in a picture with this woman. But you were at a game. You were just at a concert with a coworker. Now, you could have justified the proximity.
I don't know, Depot. They were, I mean, he had her in his arms.
No, maybe released slightly, and you can argue.
They were bumping and grinding like a slow jam. Come on.
I don't know about that, Depot.
But it's the reaction. It's the reaction to me that gets you caught, bro.
It was like literally the grown-up version of a kid with his hand in the cookie jar.
Right.
Like, Mom, what are you doing in the kitchen? Like, you're not supposed to hear. Like, and he fell to his knees. So, yeah, that has been everywhere. And they have named a new CEO. It's Pete DeJoy is the new CEO over at Astronomer. And he had this to say. He said, the events of the past few days have received a level of media attention that few companies, let alone startups, in our small corner of data and AI world ever encounter.
You know what I say? And congratulations on the new job.
Yeah, that's a nice level, though.
I'm gonna leave it with this, Matty Ice.
Yeah.
When I get free time, I go golf. I don't go to Coldplay concerts, and that's it. Don't go to Coldplay concerts, Matty Ice.
I don't think I can name one Coldplay song right now. TLC, you a Coldplay guy?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
I'm also the guy, while I say things like that, like if you played a song for me,
You'd be like, oh, that's
I would recognize that. I would probably know them. So I don't want to disrespect Coldplay. I just personally, they're not in my playlist, but I'm sure I've heard in passing a song or two from them. So yeah, I mean, that's just, it's wild. Like I've seen, some similar videos where you have like a kiss cam at a game and like it looks like somebody's getting caught being out with someone that they don't know. But my mind goes to sometimes like that stuff can be scripted to a certain degree for effect. This seemed as legit as it could possibly be with the reactions that you got from the parties involved.
How exhausted are we getting of the joke, though? Because now it's not a kiss cam at every stadium. It's the Coldplay cam where now everybody is reenacting this at every single stadium in America.
It's getting tired. I'm getting tired. The original story itself, though, I am not tired of because it just keeps, there's like an onion. There's just more layers and layers and layers of this. And then you had the girl in the video to the right of it that I believe has been hired by the woman that he was embracing. People have found out that the lady to the right of the video that was smiling has been brought along with the head of HR at different companies. So she's always brought her along with her along the way. What that means, I don't know. Does it make it more nefarious? I don't know.
Listen.
But all of it is just messy, and it was quite entertaining over the weekend because it was everywhere.
My favorite layer is that this is the HR director. Like
Right.
Like that is just
a level of mess. High level of mess.
High level.
So what's the worst idea for billionaire CEOs? Going to Coldplay concerts with women who aren't yours, or all stockpiling in a submarine to go look at shipwrecks at the bottom of the ocean?
Just don't.
We gotta, like the latter. We lost lives.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna stay away.
That is probably the worst one there. But yeah, I just wanted
PlayStation controller disconnected.
Correct. Yeah, that was a tough scene for sure. But I just wanted to update that because now Astronomer does have a new CEO, and Pete DeJoy is taking over. So we wish him well. Coming up next, Pete Thamel, one of the top ESPN and college football analysts / reporters in the game, gives his take on the OSU quarterback race with Lincoln Kienholz and Julian Sand. We'll get a national perspective on that next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
The sun is out and the savings are on. Now at Coghlan Chevrolet. Lease a new 2025 Chevy Trax for $159 a month. A new 2026 Chevy Equinox, only $259 a month. Or a new 2025 Silverado, lease for $359 a month. See our full inventory at CoglanChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coghlan has the car for you.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 8/4/25.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Choose from payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest, plus a free in-home window and energy assessment. Restrictions apply. Give them a call. 614-502-5220.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. You know our 93 are free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hello, big voice guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the Fans YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Burb's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A nice summer day ahead with low humidity, even though temperatures will climb into the upper 80s. We'll see lots of sunshine, giving way to mostly clear skies tonight with lows down into the 60s. The rain also stays away for your Wednesday as our highs get a little bit more up into the low 90s, but the sunshine dominates our weather. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Their live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
That you are. Welcome back in. Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, former Buckeye wide receiver in the house today for AR. Bottom of the hour. The great Tim May will join us. Talk all things Buckeyes, get his thoughts on the conference as well. You know, we're getting ready to gear up for another quarterback battle, another back and forth between a couple guys over there at the Woody. It'll be Lincoln. It will be Julian Sand, Octavian St. Clair kind of lurking in the weeds, but, you know, a lot to ask for a true freshman to come into this thing, you know, for a team that's trying to repeat and grab a hold of the steering wheel and go on to have a lot of success. We rarely see that at that position, but in time, I do think Tavian St. Clair is going to be a player. And you caught him, I believe you called one of his high school games last year, right? And
it was in the rain.
You see the vision, right, with the skill set that he has?
Well, for me, like, you know, Bake, he schedules a game, and I know we snuck that one in there.
Yeah, shout out to Ryan Baker.
Shout out to Ryan Baker for getting that game on the schedule. It's always enjoyable to call a game for a future Ohio State recruit. And so you get excited, right? I go to the field. I want to see warm-ups. And I think he was battling a shoulder bruise or something. So you get to see him, like, grimace a little bit through pain, you kind of see a little toughness.
Yeah.
I'm on the field, and he has like 3 inches on me. 3 inches, it feels like. He's in his pads. I'm like, hey, he has great size. And, you know, there's certain things about quarterbacks that I think are like one or the other. Like, you can have a great arm, you know, nice throwing motion, and then you can have a flick. He's a flicker. He can just flick it, like just 60 yards. Mm-hmm. And so saw some potential there. Excited for his career. Don't know how it's going to play out, but live, he was fun to see.
Okay, so he looked the part, that's for sure.
Looks the part.
A couple other guys as well that have looked the part in their own ways throughout the winter process, spring ball, and summer are Lincoln Keenholz and Julian Sand. From a national perspective, a guy like Pete Thamel has access to different things and talks to a bunch of people, and he's an in-the-know guy. And so he was on ESPN. I believe he's out there in Vegas as well for Big Ten Media Days, and he gave some insight, I believe, on the quarterback situation right now for Ohio State.
Ryan Day is going to make a choice in styles in saying they have more of a pure passer. Think of more in the mold of a C.J. Stroud. The offense would unfold that way. I'm not directly comparing them. Sam was a more ballyhooed recruit, where Lincoln Keenholz is more of a running style. They carry over more of the offense last year from Will Howard. Thankfully, they do have Jeremiah Smith, though, and he can erase some early jitters and mistakes.
You know, it's interesting. I'm glad that Pete went down that road of the quarterback run, Depot, because it's something I've been thinking a lot about with what Will provided for the offense a year ago and the threat that was there consistently because of Will's legs, right? Especially when you talk about in the red zone area and having to account for Will and him being able to, you know, pull it away from the running back and run it in and all those things. But just the amount of quarterback run we get this year is going to be interesting because last year Will ran it 105 times. The last two quarterbacks for Ohio State and Kyle McCord and C.J. Stroud, you look at what Kyle did in that 23 season, he only ran it 32 times. C.J., his last year in Columbus, ran it 47. And I know those numbers don't really paint the picture fully, but just the body of work shows you that from Will backtracking to Kyle and C.J., there was a drastic difference in attempts and what Ryan Day thought he could get out of the quarterback. And so I think year in and year out, the job of a head coach is to cater his offense, his defense, whatever it may be, to the skill set of his quarterback and his best players. And it sounds like, and this is what Pete said, we've heard and you've probably seen with your own eyes going over there, is that these two quarterbacks provide two different things. Not that Julian can't help you a little with the run game, but he's more of that traditional guy and he can spin it, and Lincoln may be the reverse of that. So there's some optionality there for Coach Day with what he could do in that quarterback room. You mentioned the size for Tavian St. Clair. I think we're looking at both Lincoln and Julian 6'1", 6'2" in that window. Not that that's a bad thing, but it sounds like and it feels like, Depot, that there's some different skills in that room and different ways that Coach Day, Coach Hartline could build out an offense this year.
Yeah, absolutely. When I see Lincoln, the comps that I get is a / Marcus Mariota / Justin Herbert. And you're talking about full potential and what he could be as a player and how he can gain weight, and he gets up to 215, 220, and the Army has athletic ability, South Dakota Heisman. He has that Marcus Mariota, Justin Herbert / hybrid ability. And then you look at Julian Sand, and his ceiling to me is a Drew Brees, Baker Mayfield. And so you get two different, you know, like you look at all four of those guys and what you can do with those guys and what and how those things can crossbreed. And I think you still get the threat with your legs with both of them. The ability to hit plays and to continue drives and to understand, if I'm checking down this with my feet, am I throwing this out of bounds, or am I just putting this in a place to where it can't get got? That's where these two guys over the next 4 weeks are going to make their living and put that hay in the barn is decision making.
Yeah.
They are talented enough to play, and they'll be whatever quarterback who wins the job will be fine. We're just going to have to deal with different characteristics, and then with those characteristics, you'll be able to form plays and schematics around that.
You brought up decision making, and it's something you hear coaches talk about all the time. It was part of the reason why Kevin Stefanski up there in Cleveland this year decided to part ways with Jameis Winston, because the decision making part of his game wasn't clean enough. And while you could watch Jameis and catch him on certain weeks and say, man, this dude, he opens up the offense, right? We can get to that high-flying ability with Jameis and get the ball to Judy and Njoku and all of those guys. He hurts you a lot as well, right, because of his decision-making. And that's what we don't know about Lincoln and Julian, is how they're going to handle some of the things that you said when the stadium's rocking and it's third down, right? And you know, hey, this is on me. I got to drop back and deliver this 3rd and 8 out route or whatever it is to Carnell and Jeremiah. Where are you at with that? Your red zone efficiency. Like, that's just the unknown of where we're going to be with these quarterbacks, because there's only so much you can do in practice. Yeah. When it comes to mirroring those things, like game atmospheres are just obviously completely different. And so that's what's going to be fun for me, is hearing and seeing some of those things and how those guys can handle those pressure-packed situations. At the end of the day, we get down to brass tacks, that's going to be the Texas game. And nobody's going to really be able to figure out truly what you have until we get those guys in that environments and the environments to come. But I do think, regardless of who the quarterback is, how good can the run game be this year to help out an inexperienced quarterback, Depot? Because that, to me, I think can help ease these guys into the season a little bit, is that if we're watching out of the gate, James Peoples or the new running back from West Virginia and C.J. Donaldson, he can come in and they can provide some of that punch that Travion and Quinchon provided, because last year that unit, the run game for Ohio State, averaged 5 yards a pop. And so that really can help out whether you're an inexperienced quarterback, a veteran quarterback. You got an offensive line and some running backs that can move people around. Then you get into that offensive flow of the play action and putting defenses in binds. And if you can have defenses this year fear your run game with the combined fear of what's already out there with Jeremiah and Carnell Tate, then you're really going to start cooking.
Yeah, and I think that's the best part, too, about Coach Loughlin and his experience with bringing, younger backs up. Like, he got blessed when he took the job last year and had two vets with, he got, Travion Henderson when he inherited here, and then, Quinchon Judkins had just arrived not too long after his arrival. And so, but him as a developer, we as fans and media pundits get an opportunity to see for the first time this year. And we've seen Tony Alford's ability to develop. This is Coach Locke's first up at bat. And what he did with Bucky Irvin, I can't remember the other running back, but he got Bucky when he transferred from Minnesota. Bucky was a decent back, okay? Under Coach Loughlin, he was able, his first year, 1,100 yards, right? This is 1,100 yards on 186 carries and 10 plus touchdowns. And then Bucky Irvin is having the career he's having. But the last coach he ran under was Coach Loughlin. Mm-hmm. I think Coach Loughlin has the ability to develop James People, who has a lot of potential, and we saw it early in the season. Every time he touched the ball or anytime he got an opportunity, he was going to touch paint. And so we get that on the full service. And then you also get to see our transfer running back. And then I've been hearing a lot about this Bo Jackson guy. Mm-hmm. And so that Thunder approach that we've normally taken, that Mayan Williams approach, that Mr. Teague.
Jeff Teague. No, not Jeff Teague. Master Teague.
Master Teague.
Jeff Teague's a former basketball player. Yeah.
Master Teague approach. Quinchon Judkins.
Carlos Hyde.
The Thunder. Yeah. I think Bo will be in that role, right? And so I think we got the guys. We just need to put it on wax.
No doubt. No doubt. Coming up in 2 minutes, we will continue our conversation about Ohio State with Tim May. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800. With
with 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Payoff via virtual prepaid card allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The best bet on the radio. This is Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. DeVere Posey in the house today for our guy AR. Hopefully our guy AR is enjoying some much-needed vacation. What's up, Depot?
Trey, sit down, Trey.
We'll get to him in our next segment. We will get to him in our next segment because the NFL never sleeps, and there's always news going on in that world. TLC connecting with Tim May as we speak, so we will get him on in just a moment. You know, we were talking in our last segment, Depot, about just the running back room a little bit and how that can help out, whether it's, Lincoln or Julian this year. And, man, you got to have depth, right, especially at that position, at every position now. When you're a program like Ohio State and the expectation is, hey, we're going to the playoff, making deep runs, like that's where you're at. You're talking 15, 16 games a year, right? And so that showed itself last year. And, man, just the portal additions that Ohio State had last year, it was the perfect storm. It was the homegrown talent, if you will, the guys that were already in the building, right? The guys that had been developing for years in the Jack Sawyers and the JTs and the Emekas, and then you sprinkle in a freshman phenom and Jeremiah Smith. And then you talk about the likes of a Seth McLaughlin for a large period of time until he went down with an injury. You talk about
he was a huge piece.
Won the Remington Trophy this year.
Seth McLaughlin's, I think his impact real quick goes back to that training camp battle. And no matter what offensive line you shuffled, one was there. He was there, and he was getting that whole group. And then as it goes down, that preparation in those battles in training camp allowed us to have the deepest offensive line that made the best adjustments, right? Got Coach Fry to the NFL.
That's the power of the transfer portal.
Absolutely.
When you're certain programs and you already yourself recruit at a high clip, the additions of a Caleb Downs and more importantly, Will Howard at the most important position just rounded everything into form. We're going to light up right now the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline and bring on the great Tim May. Tim May, how you doing, sir? It's Matty Ice and DeVere Posey. How's this Tuesday afternoon treating you?
The dynamic duo. I'm talking to the dynamic duo. Is that correct?
That's it. How you doing? You good?
Yeah. Tuesday's treating me very well. We're slowly but surely prepping for a wedding at the end of the week of my middle son or my middle kid. It's hard to explain. I don't want to like to call him number two because it sounds like I'm wrong him. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I didn't get to go to Las Vegas, which I was going to sneak out there and back and see if my wife noticed. But yes, he was going to notice.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations to the family. I'm sure it'll be a great wedding. Tim May, we were talking prior to bringing you on just about the quarterback position, right? And we don't know too much about Lincoln and Julian and games that actually matter out there on the field. But when you look at where this thing is headed, Tim, just talk about the skill sets of both and maybe what you think these guys can provide for an offense if they are named the QB1 this season.
Julian Sayers has a great release, as we all know. You can watch it on YouTube. I mean, how fast he gets rid of the ball, and really how accurate he is once he's finally figured out where he's throwing it. Lincoln keynotes. Anybody who watched or listened to the home run derby on 97.1 The Fan knows that this guy is a different person than he was 3 years ago when he showed up at Ohio State. He's much stronger, has more torque, so to speak, when he turns on that bad boy and hits those softball home runs. Same thing when he's throwing the football now. He doesn't have the same release as Julian Sayers, but looks really good. And the reason I start with the passing aspect of it is, you don't even get considered if you can't throw the ball accurately. It's kind of like being a pitcher who can't find the strike zone. So you start with that. And we all know Lincoln Keynotes is probably the better, more effective runner, possibly even on some zone read calls and what have you that Brian Hartline's going to probably want to sprinkle in. But Julian Sayers, I think, proved in the spring, maybe he's not the world's greatest runner, but he is willing to run, and that that matters more than probably anything else. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a good old shootout for probably 2 or 3 weeks until they name a starter for the game against Texas. And how soon they do that remains to be seen. Whether that will settle the issue remains to be seen, because if that starter goes in and plays well against Texas, keeping in mind he's going to be a first-time starter, and that could settle the issue, if you follow my drift. But you got to have something established about 2 weeks out of that Texas game just to get ready, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Tim, so you're out in Las Vegas?
No,
Okay.
I'm not out in Las Vegas.
I was hoping.
I'm glad you're paying attention, DeVere. I'm glad you're paying attention.
Well,
but go ahead.
Well, no, I heard you were preparing for what. I just didn't know if you were for Big Ten Media Day or not, because I know, they bring all the famous people
DeVere.
out there for that.
DeVere.
The famous
DeVere,
people.
The first one I've missed since 1984.
You see what I mean?
Except for COVID, and there wasn't one in 2020, so I didn't miss it, per se.
I was going to ask you to put $50 on black for me. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. But bottom line is my wife put the quietus on it that I have to be around for duty prepping for this wedding. You're married. You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. You got to give them away. But I wanted to ask you, as this quarterback battle ramps up, I absolutely do not want to forget about the battle behind him. We do not have a starting running back. What are your predictions there? Who is going to be the force that gets the first carry this season?
I believe it's going to be the people's choice. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe. I gave him that nickname first time I met him.
I love it.
He sort of liked it. But C.J. Donaldson is definitely capable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, without a doubt, he's a leaner, meaner version of himself than he was even at West Virginia, and they like him a lot. But the other guy I really like, the old. You grew up in the era. You're aware of the saying, "A pair and a spare," right?
Yep.
And I really like what Bo Jackson brought to the party, especially as the spring ensued. And I've really got my eye on him as one of those guys that could really make a move in preseason camp. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, if I had to put up, if I had to, like you said, if I was out at the at Mandalay Bay, they've got a great casino and a really nice sports book. I've been there.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I stayed there 2 nights after the Rose Bowl this past year. I always fly into Vegas and fly out and drive down to L.A. That's another story for another day. But but the bottom line is I like what Peoples brings. You kind of always are looking at the new guy, right? And overlooking maybe the guy who's back. But I really like James Peoples. He's gotten bigger and I think faster, and he was already pretty fast to begin with. So I like what he brings to the table. Let's put it that way. But a little bit of a little bit more like J.K. Dobbins and maybe faster.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be a tremendous player if that is the case. We're talking to the great Tim May about all things Buckeye football. Tim, let's talk about who you like down on that D-line. I mean, they lost a lot of veteran talent, a lot of guys that are now in the NFL looking to make some noise, and JT Jack and Ty Leak. Some of the replacements you're looking forward to watching in Larry Johnson's room. Who are some of those guys for you, Tim?
Well, we're pretty sure Edric Houston and Caden McDonald are going to be the starters down inside there, where the real work is done. No offense to Veer, but where the real work is done on a football team. And and then the backups. It's really one of those times where like Will Smith Jr. needs to really step up this preseason camp, or at least as this season goes along. Maybe the better way of putting it. And Tywan Malone, I mean, my favorite saying is, if not now, when, right? I mean, he's been around for a while now, the transfer from Ole Miss. So you need the depth in there. The Moore kid looks pretty good, in my opinion, looked pretty good at times in the spring. So you need him also to step up. But if there was and I'm not going to call it a failing, because as Ryan Day put it, you can't find somebody who actually can help you in the transfer portal. Don't waste your time just bringing a body in. And they didn't do that, as it turns out, with the defensive line, and they missed out on a couple of guys. But I think anybody who knows anything about football knows, and I reiterate this as often as possible, that finding that true hully-gully, A-gap stuffing dude is probably the most difficult thing to find in football, even more so than a quarterback. And, I think Caden McDonald can be that guy. He's clearly got the body, but after him, I'm not sure exactly who's going to be stepping up in there. But here's what I like. I like Matt Patricia, his background, and how he has been able to, shuffle pieces around on the chessboard from play to play, but definitely from game to game, and figure out ways to attack the weakness wherever he finds it on an offensive line, much less the way he operates in the linebacker realm in the secondary. And so I think they will be playing some games with some edge guys, maybe some 5 techniques who they can roll down in there and get some mismatches with as the season goes along, because it's all about beating the guy in front of you. Or if you can force a double team, hey, shoot that gap, right? So it'll be interesting to see what Matt Patricia does from the get-go against a brand new full-time starting quarterback in Arch Manning.
No doubt. Tim, have fun at the wedding this weekend. Hit the Cupid Shuffle for me when that comes on. I expect you to be out there on the dance floor, okay?
Let me put it this way. I should be dancing a lot lighter because I don't have as much cash in my pocket as I once did.
Fair enough. Tim May, appreciate your time as always, and we'll talk to you soon, my man. Thank you.
Hey, DeVere, go deep, man.
Got you. Tim was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Coming up, we now know exactly why the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson haven't been able to get a new deal done. We'll talk about it all next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY. And when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Got a less than stellar auto loan? It's time to switch and save with CME. CME wants to beat your current rate by 1.5% APR. Plus, you won't make a single payment for 90 days. That's 3 whole months with no car payment and a better rate for the long haul. It's fast, easy, and smart. Refinance with CME today. Terms and conditions apply. Minimum floor rate of 4.99% APR. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit CMEFCU.org for additional details.
Colin, Man, and Timmy here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Timmy?
Yeah, we got a lot of fun things going on this month, like karaoke.
And crab legs.
No, not yet. Live bands. We've got food trucks in the outdoor valet area.
Crab legs.
Oh, not yet. On select weekend days throughout the summer. Okay, now crab legs.
And all you can eat crab legs at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Join Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on us. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Oh, yeah, we love crab legs.
Time for crab legs?
Okay, crab legs.
Mark your calendars for Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, July 25th and 26th. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. Wedding Weekend is back with incredible offers you won't want to miss. Enjoy buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. We've had the guaranteed best price and an unmatched selection for over 78 years. Choose a jeweler you can trust and come see us July 25th and 26th at Diamond Seller on Salma Road or at Easton Town Center.
It's the summer event at Germain Honda of Dublin, and Rich has deals that are red hot. Lease the rugged 25 Honda Ridgeline Sport for only $339 a month, or finance with an unbeatable 0.99% APR. Or you can take on any road in the all-new 25 Honda Passport RTL. Lease it now for $449 a month or 3.99% APR. Summer's here. Dive into the savings at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. See dealer for details.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010. to schedule an appointment.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The perfect ratio of sports talk, dogs, pro wrestling, and gambling advice.
It's science.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We're Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice. TLC on the board doing his thing, the former Buckeye wide receiver, DeVere Posey in the house today, filling in for our guy AR. So the Trey Hendrickson story has just been hovering over this franchise for months now. Training camp has started around the league. A lot of vets reporting today. One of the vets that is not reporting is the aforementioned Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson not there. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. I think he put up a picture, Depot, on social media, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be, and there was a picture of Trey, and he's in Florida. So he ain't in the Natty. He is down there in Florida. He is not reporting. He's digging in.
He sent a picture of him standing on business.
Yeah. Like, I'm not messing around. The real standing on business will come if he is not there for games and he's willing to eat those fines. But this is one of those steps. But that's when you know guys are really for real about that, because they're willing to flush money down the toilet the way Hassan Reddick did for the Jets last year. And so today we found out exactly what's going on, because we've been having this conversation for a very long time. Is what really is the holdup here with Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals? And so we got this today from Adam Schefter, that the Bengals have been willing to offer only 1 year of guaranteed money inside of this contract. We don't know if they've offered 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, but the problem for Trey is beyond that one single season that Mike Brown, Duke Tobin, and company are not going to guarantee him money. And so Trey's looking around the market right now at that position. Max Crosby, TJ Watt with his new deal, Myles Garrett with his new deal as well.
He's in their caliber.
All three of those guys have gotten new deals and gotten guaranteed money beyond the first year. So when you're Trey Hendrickson and you are where you are in age, 30, 31, right there in that window, that's the holdup now. And I thought it was going to be the years on the contract. My guess was throughout this whole process that the Bengals would want to go shorter years and stay away from doing a 4-year deal with a guy at that age. But now we know exactly what it is, and they are only offering up 1 year of guaranteed money for Trey Hendrickson, and he's looking around and saying, it's a no for me, though.
I mean, you look at a guy, like him, and he comes into the league, he gives you 4 solid years in New Orleans, and he's a third-round pick. And you're able to sign yourself, to a $3 million deal as a third-round pick out of the gate. You get to Cincy, and you go in and prove it. You prove it. In your years in Cincy leave you with your 4-time Pro Bowl selection in the first-team All-Pro last year. First-team All-Pro.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand his sentiments. It's sort of just like, and this is different than Jamar Chase. This is different than Jamar Chase. This is Jamar Chase. They said, okay, come prove it one more year. And Jamar Chase went and led the league.
Won the Triple Crown.
Led the league.
Yeah.
Same situation for Trey. Go prove it. Only year he makes first-team All-Pro, and then you don't support it. And so I can see the Bengals in their stance saying, do it again, and it's another guarantee. But I don't think Trey wants to get there.
No, he doesn't need to do it again. Because you just laid out everything that he's laid out. He and his agent are saying, look at my resume.
Yep.
Look at my productivity. Where would this defense be without me? Right? You could say that they were bad last year. They weren't a good defense by any means. We all understand that. But forecasting what this season could look like without Trey Hendrickson and what it can mean not only to the defense, but the team as a whole, it lowers their ceiling. There's no doubt it lowers their ceiling. We know how special they're going to be on offense. Yeah. We know what time it is. They're going to have a top 5 offense, top 5 no doubt passing attack in the league. Stamp that in. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, there's really nothing you can do. But they got to be able to get stops. And that's why I think this is so important, because it's not only just Trey Hendrickson in this situation. It's also the development of the other guys in that room and how they need to be able to look at a guy like Trey Hendrickson and see what it takes to be productive at a high level. When you look at the likes of a Joseph Asai, Miles Murphy, Shamar Stewart, we'll see what happens with Shamar Stewart when in the coming days with training camp and all of those things. But Trey Hendrickson right now, his deal is worth $16 million in 2025. It's way too light. It's way too light for how productive he has been.
He's outplayed his 4 years, $60 million deal. Now, that's a nice deal. I mean, he was making $14 million a year now. It's a very nice deal. But he has gotten better on that deal as a player.
Correct. And Manti Te'o, I believe, played with him in New Orleans for a short amount of time,
2
right,
years.
TLC? So they are familiar with each other as teammates. He was on Good Morning Football this morning, and he said that he spoke with Trey Hendrickson, who said that, Trey told Manti Te'o that, quote, they are atrociously low. So Trey feels like they're not even close to what his value is, and as far as an AAV.
And so, as an owner, though, Maddie, you have to ask yourself, he's played through his rookie deal. He's played through his second contract. How many years should be guaranteed?
I would say, based off of what he's done, if it's a 4-year deal, you got to guarantee 2.
At least 2. Going to say, because you got 2 now. That fully guaranteed is wild. It's wild, and that's unfortunately for football players. When you get to that third contract, it's very tough, and you have to make sure that you aren't giving any discounts because you don't know how much is on that backside of that third deal. Like, you don't know if there's a 4th or 5th deal.
Yeah, so that's the hang-up. And now we know, according to Schefter, is that there's no guaranteed money
and let me ask
beyond 1 year. Yeah.
Is Manti Te'o really texting Trey? I'm sorry.
You had to do it. I wouldn't say too soon, but we got a Netflix documentary about it. He's talked about it.
Make sure that source
on record.
Is it really atrociously low? Manti, are you sure this is Trey?
That's what he said.
This could be somebody else that you're texting.
Let me play this real quick.
Okay.
This is coming from Mike Brown. Here he is on the Trey Hendrickson situation.
We aren't going to trade Trey. We're working to get Trey signed as we speak here. There are guys over in the office working to get that done. I think it'll get done. It is the way Trey can be. We like Trey as a person. He's a good guy. But when it comes to these negotiations, and we've been through a few of them with him, he pushes hard. He gets emotional. We never had have an easy time of it, but there's one thing that is consistent. It always gets done, and I think this one will. But we'll see. I've been proven wrong before, but I am pretty confident that we'll get there at the end.
As he's alluding to, deadlines make deals a lot of times, so we shall see. But he said off the top that they're not trading him. And look, I think if you were going to trade him, the time to do that was right before the draft to get assets to go get, players elsewhere up and down the draft. So there's the latest coming out of Cincinnati, is that on the Bengals side of things, the front office side, I should say, they are not offering any guaranteed money beyond 1 year. Fellas, I want to guarantee you good health, and you need to do that by getting over to the Columbus Men's Clinic, because there's no guesswork over there. There's no gimmicks, just real science and effective treatments. A lot of guys I talk to, they're like, hey, Matty Ice, I used to love going to the gym. Now I don't like to do it as much because I don't have the amount of energy that I need. The Columbus Men's Clinic, fellas, can take care of all of that for you. They have an affordable and accessible system over there. Consultation, including blood work, is just $99 with results before you leave. So act now. You only get one life, guys. Take care of yourself. Procrastination is the worst thing that you can do when we talk about your mental and physical health. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com today. Again, that's 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com today. Coming up top of the hour after the update, training camp's kicking off. We're going to look back around the AFC North in the offseason. Some of our favorite moves for the Browns, Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers. We'll talk about it after the break. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Tinny.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue we actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, flexible payment plans. Act now. Visit bluejackets.com/tickets.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified, plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The Cleveland Guardians have won 2 straight. They continue their home series with the Baltimore Orioles at 6:40. Joey Cantillo makes the start for the Guards opposite Brandon Young. The Cincinnati Reds have lost 2 in a row. They're in D.C. taking on the Washington Nationals at 6:45. Rookie Chase Burns starting for Cincy. Brad Lord for the Nationals. Coverage on ESPN Columbus beginning at 6:15. It's Diamond Dog Night over at Huntington Park as the Columbus Clippers start a series with Buffalo at 7:05. Big Ten Media Days beginning in an hour from now out in Las Vegas. Commissioner Tony Petitti speaks first at 2 p.m. You can hear that live right here on The Fan. Ryan Day hits the podium at 3:45. You can hear that during Common Man and Timmy. This one's sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Truth of the matter is, you're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
Welcome back in. We are Rothman and Ice. I'm Ice. Matty Ice. TLC's on the board. Cooking per usual. And to my right is DeVere Posey, the former Buckeye wide receiver in the house. Bottom of the hour. We'll talk some Oregon Duck football with Max Torres, who covers the Oregon football program for ScoopDuck.com. So interested to hear about what they've been cooking up this offseason, what's to come for them at quarterback, and a lot more. I wanted to run this by you guys because it was something I saw at the gym that I think is a party foul. You guys get it in at the gym a lot, so I wanted to ask you guys this. I was watching a couple the other day at the gym, and they were consuming 2 machines at one time. So they were at a squat rack, and they were also at the leg curl machine, and they were going back and forth. That's out of bounds, right?
Wait a minute. Was one on one machine, the other was on the other, and then they just traded?
They were both at the same machine at the same time and left their cell phone, water bottle, that type of stuff on the leg curl machine. So they would go over, hit a couple squats, go over to the leg curl machine and do that, and took up 2 machines at the same time. I was like, I got to throw a flag on this, right? That can't happen.
What like, are you a community? Like, we can all use this at the same time? Or are you like, this is mine, I got to finish my sets? And are you texting in between sets?
Oh, yeah.
Then you're not a gym guy.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're not a gym guy.
There's got to be some type of break in. I'm not taking long breaks, but I'm gonna fire off a text.
If you're in there, no headphones, focused.
No headphones, and I feel like, hey, like it's gonna be a conversation. Hey, if I take off your weight and put mine on and put yours back on, you mind while you're texting your?
No way.
You're texting.
Way. No way.
You're
waiting there. You can't take the weights off of my breath.
No, that only works on machines where you just pull the pin and move it somewhere.
Exactly.
Like, that's quick.
Well,
Re-racking weights? No
here's
way.
The thing. Here's the thing. This is what I would tell Matty Ice. Hey, you mind if I just throw on 245s and I'll take them off when I'm done?
See how you try to flex on me? You see what he did there? He said, this is baby weight over here. They won't be that long, Matty Ice.
You just get up for a second. I'm gonna just add some weight and take it off.
Oh, look at you like you were crazy, Depot. Absolutely crazy. Okay, so you guys think what they were doing was fine?
No, fine to me. No, fine
to me.
Really?
It would have been fine for me if one was in the squat rack, one was on the leg curl machine, and they were trading back and forth.
Correct.
Because both are getting used from both people.
I'm with
that would have been fine.
So they were reserving a spot?
First of all, this sounds like a new couple who's attached at the hip and really annoying, to be honest with you. Like, they can't leave each other's side.
They just got done watching Love Island together, you know? They're feeling the vibes.
I guess.
Feeling the vibes.
They are so in the honey. I bet you that they're not even officially a couple yet. I bet this is a couple that is just starting to like each other.
You might be on to something with
because
that.
If they can't leave each other's side for 5 seconds, that's a party foul.
Yo, I agree. I just wanted to run that by you guys because I didn't know if I was out of pocket for feeling like what they were doing was a penalty flag on the play. Depot, you kind of like it. You're kind of in on what they were doing. They were holding up the process for everybody is what they were doing. So you having a problem with me firing off a text is surprising versus what they were doing.
Well, I do see. My thing is I do have a problem with someone who owns the machine. And we're all at your pace, because some people like to superset, and it's like, I just need to fit this in. Like, I don't understand saying hey, I'm going to do all of my reps here and just wait to the next rep. That's just weird to me.
Are you the guy too that hovers over somebody when you're waiting for the machine?
No, I haven't worked out in a public gym in a very long time.
Oh, you're getting the gong on that one.
Flexing on us.
I'm not a public
Just go
gym.
down to my basement, you know?
Well, because of these problems right here. These are the reasons why. Because I'm normally a guy that's I want to just get it in. And then you and I like to superset. If I'm doing bench, I want to do a bench and a pull. So I might have a bench going. Mm-hmm. I might have a rack. Now I might monopolize a rack for my whole time there. Is that okay? Oh, man. If I just take one rack?
How long?
I'm not a machine guy. I'm a freeway guy too. So I don't get into machine battles over machine, because I don't really do much.
Right. I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
But you've told me you at minimum you're a 2-hour workout guy. That's your window, right? 2 hours.
God, yeah.
So you're probably talking about consuming a rack for about an hour.
I need about 40 minutes.
You got 3 kids. You're lifting for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Well, your breakdown was what? Cardio for an hour?
Cardio's we're gonna get the cardio in. Yeah, and then we'll core and lift after and get out.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think
I didn't realize cardio was half of that.
Cardio is most of it.
40 minutes on on a rack.
More cardio than lifting.
I think that's a little too long.
Taking the
40 minutes.
Now, if you see me adjusting the rack.
I'll tell the truth. Because I committed a major party foul yesterday.
Oh, this is fresh.
What did you do?
This is who you are in the gym. You're going to do this today, too.
This was not me. I had a part of this, and it was somewhat against my will. So yesterday was a test day for my buddy, and somewhat myself, but more so him. And so we set goals at the beginning of the summer, and this was the test day. So we're doing everything our way, his way, and he likes to take gigantic gaps. He's on some program and has all these Excel spreadsheets, whatever. I kind of just make it up as I go, but he is locked in to whatever service he subscribed to, whatever it tells him. And they had some really, really long breaks in between sets. So I will tell the truth. This is a party foul. We were on one bench press for over an hour yesterday.
That's a foul.
But it was both of you guys? Were you guys sharing?
But it was his fault. I would not have taken an hour. I'm not kidding you.
30 minutes each. They shared.
No. he had a 10-minute break in between sets at one point.
You got to get off.
I know.
You got to get off.
I know.
Got to get off.
Yeah. If you're a 10-minute break, you got to get off.
That's not happening again.
Yeah, you got to let somebody else get in there and start cooking.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody should share sets. It should be like get your set and get up.
And then he didn't even hit his weight anyway.
He didn't even get it done. The problem for me though, when it comes to sharing racks and stuff, is you have germaphobes like myself, and we can't do the sweat on sweat thing. Like I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I can't be on the same bench as you, and then you get off the bench press, and I look at the bench, and there's your sweat there, and I'm supposed to lay there next. Can't do it. Can't do that.
Dude, how about the people at the gym when you can tell that they're wanting your machine, and then you go, "Hey man, I can go wipe this down for you." They're like, "Nah, man, I got it. It's all good." I'm like, "Really?
You're built different, man." There's a lot of those guys out there.
I'm like,
There's
"I offered," and you're just like, "Hey man, let me get it in."
Yeah. No, gym etiquette is a big deal. It's a big deal. In the same way for me, when you go to a movie, that you can't be crunching your bag of popcorn and candy in the middle of a scene.
Yeah.
Like you got to pick and choose your window of time to get after your food. Because then if I'm sitting next to you, and you're all up in your Crunch Bunch bag, right? And I may have missed something. Like you got to pick when there's action going on, music being played in the movie theater. Like I'm a sicko with stuff like that. Like movie theater etiquette, it's just the craziest thing I've ever probably made up.
Yeah.
But it bothers me when people are making a whole bunch of noise when I'm trying to sit down and watch a movie. Pick your pockets to get into your popcorn. Is that crazy? Sounds crazy when I'm saying it.
No, you sound like an old man.
I'm getting there.
You're getting grumpy,
I'm getting
man.
there with a lot of things.
You're getting grumpy.
That's why those kids call you sir at the grocery store.
Man, you are a grumpy old man. You don't want anybody to walk through your garden either.
Well, it's not even that.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
I don't even know if it's that. I think for me, I'm very conscious of other people's time and space.
I like that.
And so I'm very sensitive to those things when it comes back to me, but I really try to go about my day and at the gym or whatever it is and just respecting people's time and their space too. So like I'm always just thinking of crazy stuff like that. But maybe it is just me getting old and grumpy. And like TLC said, all the kids now at the grocery store saying, have a good day, sir, which is just humbling. And I fall to my knees like the former astronomer CEO at the Coldplay concert. I'll pay off on our teas next. We'll talk about the AFC North, and we will highlight what are our favorite offseason moves for everybody in the AFC North. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Don't miss Ellie De La Cruz and your Cincinnati Reds take on Shohei Ohtani and the reigning World Series champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, in a 3-game series July 28th through the 30th. Presented by Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste. Plus, on Tuesday, enjoy another Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesday with $3 beers, $2 hot dogs, and $1 ice cream cups. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. Give Bath R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Hey, is that knee, shoulder, hip, that pain in any of your joints not getting better? You're stuck in this cycle
where you keep going back to the doctor. They recommend steroid shots. Maybe they recommend surgery, rehab, and all of those things are not working for you. Before you go down the road of the surgery, you'll want to listen to this. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I want to tell you something that helped me a ton, and it'll help a lot of other people get their lives back as well. And this is no more meds and not going under the knife. I'm talking about my friends at QC Kinetics, Real Regenerative Medicine. They help your body heal itself. After years of playing professional football, I was beat up. My dad was beat up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to have any more surgery. So I went to my friends at QC Kinetics, and they took a look at it, and they said, hey, we can help you with your knee. It's not going to be an overnight fix, but they've got protocols and procedures to help get you well without going under the knife. So here's what you do. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus.
I hope you're ready for all the Jackets talk you can handle. Join us Wednesday night at 7 for the Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida. Discover the real Florida magic at visitcentralflorida.com.
The Fan.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, experience the drama.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A nice summer day ahead with low humidity, even though temperatures will climb into the upper 80s. We'll see lots of sunshine, giving way to mostly clear skies tonight, with lows down into the 60s. The rain also stays away for your Wednesday as our highs get a little bit more up into the low 90s, but the sunshine dominates our weather. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Anthony sometimes likes to sit and stare at his bundle of Emmy Awards. Unfortunately, it's through the glass of the pawn shop. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Bottom of the hour. Talk some Big Ten football, specifically Oregon. Max Torres, scoopduck.com. Get a feel on what Dan Lanning and the gang out there in Eugene have coming at us for 2025. Let's talk some AFC North ball, as we usually do, Depot, and Browns, Bengals, Steelers, Ravens. But an entertaining offseason with this division specifically, with offseason moves and coaching hirings and, you know, the draft and all that stuff. So we wanted to look back as training camps really begin with the veterans start coming in today. For the Browns, Bengals, and Ravens. Steelers vets will be there tomorrow. Just kind of look at their offseason for each of these teams and highlight maybe a move or two that they made that we really liked. So, Depot, I want to give you the floor. And between the four teams in this division, you go where you want to go and highlight whatever team you want to highlight in a move that they made that you really like and you think could be fruitful for them going into the upcoming season.
A defense that have just given the AFC North problems for years. As I really peel back free agent defensive signings in 2025, I don't think no team in the AFC North did better than the Steel Curtain and what Pittsburgh was able to do and bring the people in. I'm not going with the Aaron Rodgers approach. I'm going to go on the other side approach. You sign Malik Harrison, our guy, do a nice deal. You already got Pat Queen last year. You re-sign Deshaun Elliott, one of the better safeties in the league. You bring in reinforcements at cornerback to help with your young guy, right? You got a guy that's going to be a Pro Bowler. You throw a guy like Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay around him with young Porter. Potential to be like this move for Joey Porter Jr. to be around Darius Slay and Jalen Ramsey as a young tight end as a young cornerback is almost as good as like the time when if you were a rookie cornerback that got drafted to the Jets when they had Camardi and Revis. I'm not saying that they're those levels of those players, but they're two guys in the prime of their career.
Yeah.
That defensive room is going to be a bit different with the vets in there, and then you re-sign T.J. Watt, a major piece. It's hard to not like what Pittsburgh did in the defensive backfield.
You can kind of see, to me, what Mike Tomlin wants to get back to.
The Ike Taylor days.
And a little bit of that.
Fadden and Ryan Clark days.
We're a little bit of that.
Yep.
We're bullies on the block again.
Yep.
We're going to have the
in
experience.
The defensive backfield.
Correct.
Yep.
The experience that you're talking about, but that physicality and that punch that used to come from that brand, right?
Yep.
The combination of when Jerome Bettis was rolling and then the guys on defense back in the day, like the Ryan Clarks and the Harrisons and all the guys that you talked about. Like, it feels to me that Mike Tomlin's trying to shift back to that a little bit and impose their will on teams.
Why do you let Fitzpatrick go then, right? Like, because he was almost seeming like the best safety you had since Troy Polamalu.
And they may have been looking at some things where I think the turnover rate for Minka started to slip a little bit. So it might be a little bit of that kind of, remember when Bill Belichick, his thing was, we're going to get out a year or two early on this player before it really fades. And I think maybe some of that's going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers because Minka right out of the gate when they acquired him from Miami was an absolute baller. And so Pittsburgh, they've had definitely a fascinating offseason. I think their roster's being slept on just a little bit as far as where they could be. So since you brought up Pittsburgh, I will start there as well. I'm in on Jonnu Smith now.
I like that.
In Pittsburgh. And the reason why I like this move and what it could provide for them is because I still look at that wide receiver room outside of DK Metcalf and I'm like, okay, like, you know, Robert Woods, Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, that trio, who's really going to step up and provide some balance? But what they can do now to counter some of that and what I just said is you can get into those two tight end sets and stress out defenses with Freiermuth now and Smith. Jonnu Smith had a really good year in Miami a year ago, and you look back at a lot of the success that Aaron Rodgers had when he was in Green Bay. They were running a lot of two tight end sets up there with Devontae on the outside. And then you had, remember Jermichael Finley and some of those guys that were playing tight end. You can see where they want to go on offense. I wouldn't be mad if they brought in another wide receiver or another one of these vets that's out there. But this Pittsburgh team, I think in total, I think will be pretty darn good. I think your point about where the defense is headed and the veteran leadership that they'll have on defense can go a long way for them. And the role that Jalen Ramsey plays is going to be interesting to see there. TLC, this is your team. What are your thoughts on their offseason? The Rodgers thing, it is what it is, but outside of that, where are you at with your squad, man?
I'd say DK is probably the most fascinating one to me because that did feel like a go-getter type of move. Now, I didn't realize at the time that they would be getting rid of George Pickens, and so, the trio of DK Metcalf and Robert Woods and Calvin Austin, that's not that exciting. But individually, I was kind of like, whoa, like we actually went and got DK. That's a pretty interesting move for an organization that was traditionally boring when it comes to trades. And
committed to him right away with a new contract as well. Like, it wasn't one of those situations that we want to, see what we got with him and how will he act and all those things. They're like, no, we're paying him right away. I think it was 4 or 5 years and north of $100 million. And so just the dynamics of their personalities will be fun to watch as well with the head coach and the quarterback and DK and all that stuff. But I think their roster's being a little slept on, and we'll get to see them right out of the gate with the Jets in week 1. You want to go with another team in the AFC North? Who else you've been thinking about?
I think the single most important signing outside of Aaron Rodgers this in the AFC North the free agency this year, and I'm not saying retain with the team, and I don't know if you count this, was signing Joe Flacco back for the Browns. I mean, it's an underrated move, and we're going to go back and forth about this Shador and Dylan Gabriel stuff, but I'll be honest. The last version of Joe Flacco I saw in a Browns jersey that lost to C.J. Stroud in those 6 weeks, prior to that, I'm comfortable if I'm Stefanski moving forward with Joe Flacco and this team. And I just think sneaky, underrated, like you talking about going into the season with a solid vet. It's a solid move.
And I think what Joe Flacco brings when he walks through those doors every day for the guys that are Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, David Njoku, these guys that
some assurance,
participated in that playoff game, they're looking at Joe Flacco and saying,
we'll be okay.
We won a lot with that guy.
Yep.
Like he came in and saved our season with the way that he played.
Stefanski won Coach of the Year that year.
He did.
And Stefanski should be comfortable too.
He should be comfortable as well. But the elephant in the room is you drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round and Dylan Gabriel. And then you doubled down on rookie quarterbacks and you brought in Shedeur Sanders. So
that's why this year is so important for Joe Flacco, because it's a bridge year. It's a bridge year.
Man, see, Depot, I don't think Joe Flacco should play hardly at all this year.
Okay.
I don't. From a player's if I'm Jerry Jeudy and that gang, of course Flacco's the obvious answer. But if I'm Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam, this is about the future. We can't go into next year's draft not knowing what we have in Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. That, to me, would really make all of this messier than it already is going into next year's draft. And so just all of this is strange. I don't think Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco both will be on the active roster. I think here in the next few weeks, we should see some type of change, because you have to have one vet in the room with Dylan and Shedeur. I would want that to be Flacco, in my opinion, there, with everything that he's seen and everything that you talked about being a part of the Browns already. But, yeah, just the breakdown of reps in the coming weeks is going to be fun to see. I'm here for it all. Like the training camp videos, the training camp stat lines that'll come out of Cleveland and we all know are nonsense. But, it's going to be just crazy to see how Kevin Stefanski handles all that. I'm going over to Baltimore.
What you got for me? I knew you were going over there. You always go there.
I'm going. That's my squad, man. It's my guys, you know. I'm going to combine 2 names here for the Ravens.
The wide receivers.
It's not the wide receivers. I think the wide receivers, I think they're cool with what they have in-house. They hit Rashad Bateman with a new contract extension this year.
Sneaky good signing. Not let him go to the market.
He had Cowboys wanted to trade for him prior to them trading for George Pickens. Baltimore said, no, we're good. We believe. Because remember, they drafted Bateman in the 1st round a few years ago out of Minnesota, and it took time.
Yeah.
And I think that's a credit to it. And it's hard sometimes, I'm sure, for GMs.
He was a 2nd round.
He's a 1st round pick.
Yeah,
out of Minnesota. Yeah. And so they allowed him to gain some traction. Remember, there was injury stuff there. He and Lamar went on the same page, and it's worked out well for both parties. But their pass defense a year ago was bad for a long time. And then first-year defensive coordinator Zach Orr kind of turned the page there, and the players themselves got it right. Back half of the year, they were pretty good. But then you look at what they've done this offseason, bringing in a rookie and a vet. And you add Malachi Starks via the draft from Georgia. You pair him with the best safety in the game in Kyle Hamilton. And then you bring in Jair Alexander at corner as well from Green Bay. The thing for Jair is he has not been available over the last couple of years. When he is available, he can go. He's a good corner there. So there's potential there for that Ravens secondary to be really elite, especially when you drop in Malachi Starks. And Starks and Kyle Hamilton may be one of the best safety duos right out of the gate, because Kyle Hamilton, he was voted by executive scouts and coaches, and according to that ESPN poll, is the best safety in the league. He's been awesome coming out of Notre Dame.
You don't like that annual Pat Ricard 1-year signing at the Ravens?
Listen,
Project sign him every year. Never give him a long-term deal.
No.
Why?
I think it's the position that he plays.
It's like as soon as you get hurt, we're going away from these
packages. Yeah, I think that's what happened. They did it with Kyle Juszczyk, remember? Because he went over to San Francisco, and he's been a valuable piece for them. But Pat Ricard has been like, he's one of those guys to where you really got to be, it's a deep cut for Ravens fans, like casual fans. They probably really don't know who Pat Ricard is, but
gotta know.
In that building,
fullback in the game,
they'll tell you how good he is. TLC, any other thoughts before we hit a break here on the AFC North? Any move that you really like that you think can be a nice boost for Browns, Bengals, Steelers, or Ravens?
Well, I really like the Browns draft. I did like the trade. Again, not to just repeat myself from yesterday, but it all comes down to how two-way is Travis Hunter. Is he a full two-way player? Then, okay, the Jaguars spent 2 first-round picks on a guy who's going to play 2 different positions, so that math's out. If he's only kind of two ways, well, then I think that math actually lends itself well to the Browns. And so, I don't want to do like wait and see radio, but I also do like who the Browns selected. I think they drafted a lot of names pretty well.
I like where you're at, too. Look, I know where we're at in Buckeye Nation. Mason Graham's, I think he can be a nice player. They've been looking for somebody to take some pressure off Myles Garrett the last few years. They haven't really found that guy. Now you get an inside presence with Mason Graham, and I think that can help out both Mason and Myles.
Real quick, I did want to go to the AFC North. Two moves that I really like that kind of got swept under the rug. I love the Bills signing Joey Bosa. I just love Joey Bosa playing back in cold weather again. I think, what the production they were looking for Von Miller, Joey Bosa is going to give you a little bit more than that. And then also the sneaky signing of the vertical threat Josh Palmer. I don't know if you guys remember the type of numbers he's been putting up for Justin Herbert and the type of player he is when you could just throw it down the field. You think like Mac Hollins was a guy?
Yeah.
Josh Palmer's going to have a big year this year.
And, yesterday TLC brought up the Arizona Cardinals and what they did in the draft with a lot of defensive selections. Buffalo Bills did the same exact thing with a defensive-minded head coach and Sean
They got better this year.
McDermott. Coming up in 2 minutes, we'll find out if the Oregon Ducks got better this offseason with Max Torres, who covers Dan Lanning's football team for ScoopDuck.com. That's in 2 minutes right here on The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Like trying to snap a picture of Bigfoot. Nobody has ever witnessed Maddie eating a carb. This is Rothman and Ice.
Going to light up right now the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline and go out to Eugene and talk some Oregon Duck football. I'm Matty Ice. DeVere Posey, former Buckeye wide receiver in the house right now. Max Torres, Oregon recruiting and football over at ScoopDuck.com. Joins us here on The Fan. Max, how you doing, my man? You good?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. We really appreciate your time. I was checking out your Twitter page earlier. Congratulations on the proposal as well. That looks like happened for you this spring, so that's awesome. Congrats on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's get into some Oregon Duck football here. Let's start at the most important position and what you understand about that unit and where that is headed. We've watched this Oregon football program last couple of years and Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel come in as vets, and now they got to turn the page to a new guy. Where are we at with the quarterback situation going into 2025 for Dan Lanning?
Going into 2025, I think everybody is largely expecting Dante Moore to be Oregon's next QB1, and there's a plethora of reasons for why that makes sense to be the guy. You look at coming in and sitting behind Dylan Gabriel, learning for a year. I think just that unique situation, like you just don't see that kind of thing happening. Two high-caliber transfer quarterbacks going to the same school. You don't see that happening a lot, and I think that's part of the reason that I think he's going to be the guy. I just don't see that happening. unless there was, some belief that he was going to be the guy that came in after Gabriel. But Austin Novosad has really held his own in this battle. So while I may not expect him to win the job, I could certainly see some instances where he maybe gets on the field a bit this year. And then there's also Luke Moga, who doesn't get talked about a whole lot. He's a redshirt freshman that the Ducks signed in 2024, kind of a three-star guy that not many people knew about. Certainly seems like a developmental kind of prospect, but that's exactly what he's done since he's gotten there. First, he showed off his legs in the spring game, and then this past spring game, he really looked like he was taking that step forward as a passer. So I think everyone expects Dante to be the guy, but I think Oregon sees, 2, maybe even 3 quarterbacks that they feel like they can win some games with.
Absolutely. I mean, I felt like this team was anchored down by their defense last year, and Dylan Gabriel got a lot of praise, but they played good defensive ball all last year. You got a lot of departures with Jordan Birch and a lot of guys hitting the portal, and then also just the legacy that Dan Lanning has with guys like Kayvon Thibodeau, and then you got Jordan Birch. Who is the next defensive lineman, and how do you fill all these gaps from that departure?
The next defensive lineman that everyone's talking about right now is Mateo Uyunglele. He was the leader in sacks in the Big Ten last year, which I feel like some people might have forgotten about when you see some of these preseason lists and selections and all of that coming out. But, Mateo is the guy that everyone's kind of got their eye on, big number 10 out there on the defensive line. So now it's just about who's going to come in after him with some of those departures that you mentioned. So Amari Washington, who's originally a Midwest guy, if memory serves, I believe he's from the Detroit area out there in Michigan. He's one that got some playing time last year and really moves well for his size. You're also looking at Bear Alexander, who comes over from USC. Everyone knows his story after stops at USC in Georgia. I think that we're going to kind of have an eye on can Dan Lanning, Tony Tuioti, and the rest of this staff kind of help him reach that next level, get his best ball out of him consistently, and ultimately move on to the NFL. But there's so many guys along that defensive line that I remember covering when they were coming out of high school, but we just haven't discussed them very much. And these are all-American caliber guys: Aiden Breland, Jericho Johnson, Tion Gray, Terrence Green. Like, these are guys that they had in the 2023 and 2024 classes that have just been kind of developing and waiting in the wings behind some of those vets that we've been watching the past couple of years. So that's honestly one of the groups I'm really excited about. Elijah Rushing's a former 5-star that has hardly touched the field. He redshirted last year. Ashton Porter's another one. So there's just so many guys that Oregon can turn to that they're going to really be looking for some clarity here in fall camp, and I think rotating pretty heavily out of the gate this season.
We're talking all things Oregon football with Max Torres from ScoopDuck.com. Let's talk about Evan Stewart and where we're at with that. That was some pretty significant news that dropped this offseason, that he dealing with a knee injury. How did this injury happen? When did it happen? And what are we looking at as far as Evan Stewart's availability for 2025?
So from what I know about the Evan Stewart injury, it happened earlier on in the spring. He was doing some 7-on-7. And it was just kind of a freak accident when he ended up kind of tearing up his knee. I want to say that it was a torn patellar tendon. I can't remember the exact specific, but it's a knee injury, which, sucks, especially when you look at kind of his brand of football as a twitchy, quick movement kind of guy. So it does look like he is going to be missing some time here in the 2025 season. I think some people have said they maybe even expect him to miss all of the year. But right now, all I can really say is that he's going to be missing some extent of time. If you want to look at on the more optimistic side, maybe we're looking at half of the season, or maybe he comes back when they try to make a playoff run, something like that. So that's kind of what we know about the Evan Stewart situation. And then as far as how that impacts things at receiver, it's a huge wild card. It's a massive question mark. I don't know if I'd say it's a glaring concern, because that feels a little premature and unfair to say. There are some really good receivers, just like I got finished talking about with the defensive line, some really good receivers that just haven't seen the field very much lately, that have been recruited to Oregon in the past couple of years. But you do have some stability, I think, with a guy like Gary Bryant Jr. coming back from injury. He missed pretty much all of last year. You also have Malik Benson, who comes over from Florida State after also spending time at Alabama. Is this going to be his get-right year with the Ducks? Is this going to be a good situation for him? And then you have Justice Lowe, who's been there for a while, and he was a guy that the Ducks leaned on a bit when Tez Johnson was injured last year. But the two that I'm really going to have my eye on are Kyler Casper and Jurion Dickey, two really talented guys coming out that just haven't found their way onto the field and kind of been able to string it all together. Kind of almost feels like a make-or-break year for those guys. And I'm going to be really excited to see what Ross Douglas, who comes over from Syracuse, can do with this room.
Absolutely. So, great season for the Oregon Ducks. You come into Big Ten and you take home a Big Ten championship. What's Danny's Lanning messaging to the team this spring, right? Post spring ball, going into training camp. What is the rhetoric of the season for this Oregon Ducks team as a whole?
That's a really good question. I mean, his mantra has really been a lot about going from good to great, especially in the off season. We've heard that a lot. We've heard if you're good enough, you're old enough, what feels like a million times. And I think that really applies to this year's team because there is so much transition. There is so much youth that is probably going to be asked to step up into bigger roles. But I think it's kind of you see a combination of kind of not out with the old and in with the new, but you have some guys that are returning, and then you have some guys that come in from the portal because we know Oregon does a great job getting transfer portal guys. And I think it's just about focusing on what's in front of you. I think looking at some similar situations from last year that are probably going to come up this year, you have some new offensive linemen that you have to gel together. And then you have a new quarterback, the third quarterback in as many years for Will Stein and the Ducks. So I think that he's always just been about kind of blocking out the outside noise and keeping the main thing, focusing on everybody, within the walls of the Hatfield-Dowling complex on the team. That those are the people that really matter. And just going out there and letting it rip. He's kind of had that aggressive coaching style, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And I think it shows a lot of confidence in his players. So he's got his guys locked in, and I think they're going to hit the ground running here with fall camp starting in just a week or so.
It's good stuff. He's Max Torres, does an awesome job covering Oregon recruiting and football over at scoopduck.com. Make sure you follow him on Twitter to keep up with everything Oregon has going on leading into the 2025 season. Max, we really appreciate your time, man, and I'm sure we will touch base with you soon as the season gets closer and closer. Thank you.
That sounds great. Thanks for having me.
Max was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Oregon Depot, they are I love where we're headed in this conference with the potential of, because for a while, if it was the Penn State, Ohio State thing, right? Then it was obviously the Michigan thing is always lurking in the weeds, but like heavy hitters that can represent the conference deep into postseason runs. It looks like Oregon has a chance to do that. And their schedule this year, obviously they don't play Ohio State. They have a big-time matchup on the road against Penn State, but should be expecting another good year from the Oregon Ducks, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see their uniforms and their road jerseys in other stadiums, right? That Penn State game is going to be a sight to see with the white out. I'm pretty sure Oregon is probably going to wear – oh, no, you got to wear dark because Penn State is going to wear No, they wear dark jerseys. Yeah, so you're going to be in all white, and I just want to see – that football brand play in Penn State. It's going to be a nice night.
They kick off their season home against Montana State, and then they will welcome in Oklahoma State on September 6th. Coming up in our Buckeye Bulletin, you will hear from Julian Sayin on the competition in the quarterback room over at the Woody Hayes facility. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Yeah. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. With Window Nation, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less, so you can get back to your daily routine right away. Personally, I wouldn't procrastinate. You don't want to wait on this deal. It's a trustworthy company like Window Nation, getting your windows in 1 day or less. 50% off all window styles now, plus 0 interest until 2030 with Window Nation. Call them up, 866-90NATION, or visit windownation.com to get your free quote on replacement windows. 866-90NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.49%, APR 6.52% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota of Columbus. Summer is the perfect time to gear up in a new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, drive home the 2025 Toyota Tundra with 1.99 APR for 72 months, or take command of the 2024 Toyota Tacoma, also just 1.99 APR for 72 months. Get power, performance, and unbeatable savings, all at Germain Toyota, located at 5711 Scarborough Boulevard on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Shop online anytime at germaintoyota.net.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Common Man and Timmy.
If you enjoy a Tootsie Roll,
now you're fit for a straitjacket. You're flailing wildly now.
Stop it.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, 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 and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh, yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, let's get into a Buckeye Bulletin Depot. DeVere Posey, former Buckeye wide receiver, in the house today. Quarterback, and quarterback. That's going to be the talk, Depot, for the next month and some change. You know, I'm not a fan of the two quarterback thing. Well, here's the thing. If you have two quarterbacks, kind of the way the Steelers did last year, to where the skill sets aren't the exact same, you can talk me into a little bit of a package for one guy to come in and hurt a defense, right? Because we watched last year, like Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, nobody's going to mistake those guys for having the same skills in what they do. Justin does something Russ could never do, even when Russ was in his career with his electricity, with his legs. I don't think we're going to get that this year going into the Texas game. That would be surprising to me, but as a player, like as a more importantly a wide receiver that's directly impacted by the quarterback play, how would you feel if you were out there and this was, hey, you know, Julian will get a couple reps here and then Lincoln will get a couple here in games that matter? Like, what would your thought be as a wide receiver if that were to happen?
I think, and I hope I say this correct, this is not about the starter this year. This quarterback competition is different than last year and the year before. This quarterback competition is the start of an era and the start of a career for an NFL quarterback under Ryan Day. I'm going to give you other situations where these battles are different than last year. Dwayne Haskins, Joe Burrow, career trajectory. One wins, one goes first round. One stays, then one has to leave and has to wait his turn. Justin Fields and who did Justin Fields? I can't remember his name. Oh, God. But when Justin Fields came in and won that offseason, he wasn't the locked-in starter. Then another year was C.J. Stroud and Quinn Ewers, right? And C.J. Stroud won the job. And then the start of his career. This offseason, to me, resembles, like, we're not going to be back at it next year because, like you said, and Ryan Day isn't that guy that's going to have packages for you. I'm going to go with you, and we're going to work this out. We're going to figure it out, barring injury. Yeah. Now, this is the start of an era training camp. Like, there shouldn't be a package, right? Like, there shouldn't be a package because either this guy is going to start and get his chance to make his way in the league this year or that year. And it is that deep to me. Like, it's one of those things to where this is not two guys that we're just trying to say, hey, like, we need a guy to be a game manager. Nah, we need to find our guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Makes a lot of sense because what's the old saying, Depot? If you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. You don't have one. So, and you have to allow, in my opinion, guys to grow and take a couple punches on the chin in game action and figure it out and know what it takes, right, to come out of a Saturday to where, you know, maybe the team won, but you individually didn't play well, and then processing all of that throughout a week to get the next Saturday and become a better player. Like, I think guys have to have a chance to do that, and the body shock's going to come for either one of those guys because game one, it's not Akron. It's one of the best programs in the country in Texas.
If a guy goes out there and performs well, like, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a lot of confidence rolling.
My goodness.
Can you imagine that? Whoever gets names to start and go out there and throw for 300, no picks, and we get a dub. Best case scenario, we got a guy who has a big notch on his belt.
And you know what else happens is the outlook for the team changes.
Yeah.
Right away. Because I don't know right now. I'm not feeling over at the building. I know they're confident, and they should be.
Yep.
They should be. But last year, you remember the talk outside of the building.
It was overwhelming.
Right. This is one of the best rosters we've ever seen. That came from the mouths of two national championship head coaches in Tress and Urban Meyer.
And they were right.
We cashed out. And they cashed out. This year, I'm not feeling that right now. Look, it's only July. That may change in the coming weeks. But to your point, you have one of Lincoln and Julian go out there and cook week one, then it's like,
what are we looking at?
Could Ohio State go back-to-back?
Absolutely. Yes, we can.
Yeah, and so that I think that's a great point that you bring up is that we just got to see it.
Just let me see it.
You just have to see it. The fans need to see it, and the players themselves, right? Because if you're Lincoln and Julian, until you actually do it, it's not full-fledged fake confidence right now, but there's something to, in my opinion, Depot, going to bed that night and saying,
I low-key went crazy today.
I did it. I did it.
I low-key went crazy.
Right, like I've been working out all summer, all spring against Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs and Matt Patricia in this new defense. But a whole new defense came in with what I know on that side of the ball is elite prospects as well. And Texas's sideline and all that.
One of the best defenses in the country.
It's a big deal. It can go a long way individually, not only for the player but the team itself. If you get a really good performance right out of the gate. Here's Julian saying he was at the Cardell Jones softball game this weekend, and here he is on the competition within that quarterback room.
We definitely have a competitive room. Me, Lake, Tavian, Eli, and all the guys, and it's definitely fun. You know, it's competitive, but you know, we have each other's backs no matter what.
Who's going to be the leader this year at that position? Julian Sand talked about his responsibility as being a leader going into 2025.
we definitely need important leadership just because of how many players we lost last year. You know, we had such an older team and it's a younger team this year. But it's definitely important to have these leaders step up and definitely embrace that role.
Depot, you talked about turning the page to a new era, a new chapter for Ohio State, specifically at the position. Prior to turning the page to a new chapter, I think one of the best things you could have if you're a coach is a Will Howard type of guy to hand the keys to one of these guys. But more importantly, those guys sat back and watched last year a dude go about his business, in my opinion, the right way. Everything you heard about Will was the leadership within the building, within the locker room, how he put in the work and grinded. And I think if you're Julian Lincoln, that goes a very long way, seeing somebody do it at a high level the way Will did.
Favorite Will story from last year were the Ryan Day interviews post Michigan. If you're an interview junkie and you want to hear like a change in rhetoric, like a change in voice, a change in like my disciplines that reflect my actions, that give me good results, listen to that week event. Like that week after the Michigan game, bro, so much gold just getting thrown out and so much vulnerability from the Woody. And he talked about Will Howard's nights after the Michigan game and what he was just mulling over, going inside the Woody, laying down on the field. I'll be honest, I used to play for Ohio State, and we all know that, but I wasn't going to the Woody and laying down. I wasn't that mad, right? I was okay. So, and I'm not saying that I don't care as much as Will, but what I'm saying is that's a quality from a quarterback that had a great year that I hope Julian Sand and Lincoln Kingholz can pick up on those little details behind the scenes.
No doubt. That is today's Buckeye Bulletin. Coming up in our deep dive, we're going to try to take you guys out to Vegas for the start of Big Ten Media Day. The commissioner of the conference, Tony Petitti, is scheduled to speak in about 5 to 10 minutes. So we will try to air that live for you here in a few minutes right here on The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and I want to talk to you about the roof over your head. You know that thing that protects your house and everything in it? It's pretty important, and a lot of you are going to have to replace it soon, but be warned. There are companies out there that skip over the biggest part of the process, the attic ventilation. You see, if that attic doesn't have proper circulation, it can cause problems such as mold and rot. You got rot. And not to mention leaks in the wintertime and higher AC bills in the summer. This is one of the reasons I'm telling you about my guys at Victor's Home Solutions. They start with a free 21-point roof inspection, including a thorough inspection of that attic as well. They know that if that ventilation isn't right, that roof's going to be built on a shaky foundation. That's why every Victor's roof comes with a well-thought-out attic ventilation plan, and that's why they can offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Money-saving discounts and financing incentives are also available. Call for your free 21-point roof inspection and get that estimate today. 866-VICTORS or go to victors.com.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Before your road trip, ask yourself, what do I bring? With the new Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Visit Kia.com or your local Kia dealer today to keep the adventure going. Lease a new 2026 Sportage LX for $259 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing for well-qualified lessees. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. New 2026 Sportage LX 2.5-liter GDI FWD 8AT 30,085 MSRP. MSRP includes destination handling and excludes taxes, title, registration, license fees, options, and retailer charges. No security deposit required. Extra prices set by dealer and may vary. Purchase option at lease end is $23,000 $165.45. Subject to credit approval by Kia Finance. Lessee is responsible for insurance, maintenance, repairs, 20 cents per mile, over 10,000 miles a year excess where a termination fee of up to $400. Subject to dealer participation. Offers may not be combined except where specified. Must take delivery by 8/4/25. Limited inventory available. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Football in July, outstanding, and it's kicking off at the Pro Football Hall of Fame July 31st in Football Heaven in Canton, Ohio. And you can still grab tickets for the Hall of Fame game between the Lions and the Chargers. And then on August 2nd, 4 of the greatest of all time get immortalized in bronze at the Class of 25 enshrinement. And cap off the weekend Sunday with a concert for legends featuring Nickelback with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny. It's a gold jacket weekend. Visit ProFootballHof.com to learn more and get your tickets.
Win big at Eldorado Scioto Downs, your Caesars Rewards hotspot. Play over 1,700 hot games. Sip craft brews at Brew Brothers. And dine at Guy Fieri's Trattoria with its famous 68-layer lasagna. Enjoy live music at Vail Bar and harness racing now through September. Experience nonstop thrills where rewards never stop. Must be 21 plus to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Big Ten Media Days getting underway right now out in Las Vegas. Commissioner Tony Petitti will speak first. Ryan Day hits the podium at 3:45. You can hear them both live right here on The Fan. The Cleveland Guardians have won 2 straight. They continue their home series with the Baltimore Orioles. Tonight at 6:40. Joey Cantillo versus Braden Young, the pitching matchup. The Cincinnati Reds, they've lost 2 in a row. They're still in D.C. taking on the Washington Nationals at 6:45. Rookie Chase Burns gets the start for Cincinnati. Brad Lord for the Nationals. Coverage over on ESPN Columbus begins at 6:15. And it's Diamond Dog Night over at Huntington Park as the Clippers start a series with Buffalo at 7:05. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Rates as low as 5.54% and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI Federal Credit Union.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, welcome back in. Big Ten Media Days are starting as we speak. It's being led off by the commissioner of the conference, and Tony Petitti. We're going to go live out to Las Vegas right now and let you hear from him.
Authority. This is the Big Ten Conference's debut in the city that will host our 2027 women's and 2028 men's basketball tournaments. This year, we're excited to announce new and expanded partnerships and platforms to strengthen our conference and deepen the impact of our corporate partners. These relationships reflect our shared commitment to innovation, fan engagement, and delivering value to our student athletes and schools. This fall will be the second year of the We Give Blood Drive in partnership with Abbott, attacking the worst blood shortage in a generation. Last year, more than 20,000 Big Ten fans donated blood and saved more than 60,000 lives. And the University of Nebraska won a $1 million prize to support student health initiatives. This year, we'll be kicking off the competition on August 27, with the winner announced December 6 at the 2025 Discover Big Ten Football Championship game in Indianapolis, airing on Fox. Last month, we announced a new collaboration with PayPal and Venmo that allowed our schools to securely and efficiently distribute payments to student athletes on July 1st. This year, Venmo will present a new Big Ten rivalry series that will highlight some of the most storied matchups in college sports across football and men's and women's basketball. The 2024-25 season was a remarkable one for the Big Ten, for our student athletes, our coaches, administrators, and fans. During their historic first Big Ten season, USC, UCLA, Washington, and Oregon combined for 19 conference titles, including Oregon's 2024 Big Ten football championship. Big Ten members won 13 national championships in football, field hockey, women's volleyball, men's water polo, men's gymnastics, women's ice hockey, men's and women's indoor track and field, men's and women's wrestling, women's golf, men's outdoor track and field, and rowing. Additionally, we had 9 national runners-up, including in men's and women's lacrosse and women's gymnastics, and national semifinalists in men's soccer, women's basketball, and men's ice hockey. We also reached the baseball and softball World Series in the same season for the first time since 2019. It was an equally impactful year off the field for our members with the approval of the House settlement and the implementation of a new model for collegiate athletics. We continue to work with our colleagues in the A4 and throughout college athletics to ensure that the new model provides the intended benefits for student athletes while providing a sustainable, transparent, and fair system of competition. Our administrators and coaches have made it very clear we are committed to the new model. Now let's focus on football. The Big Ten played in 8 of the 11 college football playoff games last season, and we had both teams in the Rose Bowl quarterfinal game. On the way to their 9th national championship, Ohio State defeated the 9th, 7th, 5th, and top-seeded teams in the 12-team bracket, giving the Big Ten back-to-back titles. Last year, the 4 most viewed college football games of the season featured Big Ten teams, as did 7 of the top 10 and 12 of the top 20. Each of our 3 broadcast television partners, CBS, Fox, and NBC, had at least one Big Ten matchup with more than 9.5 million viewers. 21 of our games had more than 5 million viewers, and 40 had at least 3 million viewers. As for the 25 season, this week you will hear from our coaches and an outstanding group of players. It's clear Big Ten football has never been deeper or stronger. I know there's been a great deal of talk about the future CFP format, and I'm sure you'll have questions for me. First, I'd like to talk about the process. In the spring of 2024, the member conferences came together to negotiate a media deal with ESPN. Prior to concluding that deal, an agreement was reached that set forth revenue sharing from the college football playoff to the conferences and Notre Dame. At the time, there was a lot of discussion about future formats and the number of teams in the playoff. A specific decision on format was not reached. Instead, it was agreed that the Big Ten and SEC would control changes to the CFP format and the selection committee process after considering feedback from the membership. Like the revenue share parameters, the Big Ten and SEC's format control is set forth clearly in the agreement that all members signed. With respect to format, the Big Ten has been consistent in its strong preference for a playoff system that allocates spots based on conference standings and the results of play-in games. We want to better connect the regular season and the postseason. A critical goal of any postseason format, regardless of sport, is to keep as many teams alive as deep into the season as possible. We want more conference games to matter in November. Also, the playoff format should not function as a disincentive to schedule tough non-conference games. As we said throughout this process, we are open to considering any format ideas that come from our colleagues or the CFP staff. But to be clear, formats that increase the discretion and role of the CFP selection committee will have a difficult time gaining support from the Big Ten. I want to leave more time for questions, so thank you all for being here, especially our 18 head coaches and 54 student athletes representing their schools. And as I said, I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
At this time, we'll open the floor for questions for Commissioner Petiti. On your right, Tony.
There you go. Thank you.
Hi, Commissioner. I'm so far back you can't even see me.
Yeah, I could barely see it past the pole there.
I'll let somebody else ask a playoff question, but I was just wondering your take on I think it was last week's issues between the CSC, the guidance they gave about collectives. When's that going to get resolved, and how urgent is it that issue gets resolved?
Yeah, I appreciate the question. I think it's worth sort of talking about the relationship and the ongoing relationship that plaintiffs' attorneys have in this process. The CSC is brand new. It's in the process of making rules. We've had an incredible group working on an implementation committee to provide guidance and help with rulemaking. Some of that has to be in a process that goes past the plaintiffs' lawyers. That's what happened in this case. I don't think it's unpredictable, but there'll be some moments like this where, whether it's guidance or interpretation of rules, there's some discrepancy. But I think, what's happened over the last few days, based on our talking to our general counsel and others, that, they're working together to try to get to the right resolution on this and then to move forward. I don't think it'll be the last time that there's some issue that comes up in the process. Again, I think people have to be patient when it comes to the CSC. The settlement, frankly, came later than we expected in terms of its approval. We're grateful that Judge Wilkin chose to approve it, but it did, compress the time period. So there's a lot to catch up on, and there's a lot for, coaches and administrators to deal with. But, I don't think it's unusual when you have something this just different that, there's going to be some bumps in the road to get to the right place. But I think everybody's committed to get there.
On your left, Tony.
Doug Maurice from Kings of the North. Is it a must in your mind that the power conferences play the same number of conference games? And if the SEC won't go to 9, would the Big Ten ever consider going back to 8?
Yeah, so first, it's not a must. Each league will decide what they think the best conference schedule is for them. I think in a system where you have allocated spots, I think in talking to our athletics directors and coaches, I don't think we really care how many conference games any league is playing, because you're qualified off your conference standings. That's sort of up to you to run your own league and decide how you want to do it. But when you get to a system that's increasing the at-larges and increasing the work of a selection committee, that's when you need to understand how we're competing in the regular season. Look, at the end of the day, it's really simple math. With 18 schools and 9 we're losing 9 more games to start. And so at the end of the day, I think it's really relevant. So will we consider more at-larges? Right now, I think the first thing is to really understand what everybody's doing in their conference schedule. But there's a second really critical part, which I mentioned in my remarks, which is what are we doing to get the selection process right? So I think those two things go hand in hand. First is how many conference games are we playing? And then secondly, what's the selection process going to be? People have talked about improving the committee's work. I believe the committee does a great job with what they have, and I've yet to hear any member tell me that more data will make the job easier. They have a lot of things in front of them. We went through a mock selection, we saw it. And so I just think those two things have to go hand in hand. First is the conference games, but again, if you go back to an allocated system, then I don't think we really care about how many conference games anybody plays.
First row here, Tony, on your right side. There we go.
Good morning, Commissioner. AP Stidham, AP as we see it. Commissioner, have you given any guidance to your membership about the allocation of the revenue share with regards to Title IX? Most people, when you read the stories, they discuss more to the football and the men's basketball, but have you had those discussions with your membership and any guidance along those lines?
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion. As you can imagine, the system was new. We've been working to sort of implement it for for basically more than a year at this point, since we made the agreement in principle to approve the settlement back, I guess it was last May of 24. I think consistently throughout everywhere, people are taking a market-based approach to how they allocate rev share. One thing about the way this system is built, there's no obligation to get to any number. What sports you choose to support, how you allocate the money among your student athletes, that's really a decision that's made institutionally. So in the Big Ten, what we focused on is letting our members make the decisions they think are right for their programs and right for their student athletes, and then continue to provide the benefits that we've been doing and the support for all of the teams. So really it's an individual school decision about that, but I would tell you consistently you're seeing more of a revenue market-based approach in terms of how the revenue share is allocated among members.
On your far right.
Stuart Mandel from The Athletic.
Tony, when talking about CFP format, obviously you have a lot of constituents, coaches, ADs, and so on. The public, the fans, have indicated overwhelmingly they do not want a system where certain conferences get more bids than others. At what point, how much emphasis, if at all, do what the public want come into decisions like this?
Well, first, let's take issue with the way you're phrasing that. I don't really know. I'm not aware of massive studies with real research that have demonstrated that.
It's not a scientific poll, but a poll I put on Twitter this morning, it was 76% for 5+11, 24% for the plan you guys want.
Look, I think, we feel pretty strongly that fans will really gravitate to a play-in weekend. That, providing games that are do or die on the field will drive fan interest. Whether there's enough information that fans have in any one poll about what a new system will be, I'm not aware of how it was phrased or not. I just believe, and I'm talking to our league, the weekend that we're talking about where you'd have championship games and across all conferences, meaningful play-in games, I don't see how that's a bad thing for college football, and I think fans will gravitate to it.
There you go. Commissioner of the Big Ten, Tony Petitti, live from Big Ten Media Days out in Las Vegas. Your schedule for today, after Petitti, you will have Illinois, Rutgers, Indiana, Maryland, Nebraska, and they will round out the field with the reigning and defending national champions, your Ohio State Buckeyes, at 12:45 Vegas time. So 3:45 our time here in the Midwest and the East Coast. So look out for that here in about an hour and a half. Coming up in Pre-Snap Reads, we will talk a little MVP in the NFL. Mike Tannenbaum from ESPN has a bit of a surprise pick at who he believes can get it done this year. We'll talk about it next in Pre-Snap Reads. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and common man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
When you walk up and down the stairs, do you feel a crunch in your knees? Or when you lift your arms above your head, you hear a click in your shoulders? Have you tried steroid shots and neither suggested surgery? Before you go under the knife, you should hear me out. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell, and I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without getting more meds and without having to have surgery. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine, using the treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. Their cellular treatment contains growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. Learn more about something that could be life-changing. A licensed medical provider will go over your x-rays or MRI and see if you're a good fit for these breakthrough treatments. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.49%, APR 6.52% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restricted supply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Bishop and Friends.
It's red, white, and blue. Looks just like a bomb pop. It'd be perfect for the UA 4th of July party.
That sounds patriotic as hell. I'd suck one right now.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A nice summer day ahead with low humidity, even though temperatures will climb into the upper 80s. We'll see lots of sunshine, giving way to mostly clear skies tonight, with lows down into the 60s. The rain also stays away for your Wednesday as our highs get a little bit more up into the low 90s, but the sunshine dominates our weather. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, let's get into some pre-snap reads. Before we do that, though, let me let you know, folks, that at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app today. They've got a great new sign-up offer for you at Bet365 where you can bet $5 and you will get $150 in bonus bets whether your bet wins or loses. Yesterday, TLC Depot, I was chasing the Eugenio Suarez home run heater that he is on, and we cashed in. He again hits another home run. He is just on fire.
What you win?
Right now. I really didn't bet anything. Any of my own money. But I made the bet on the air.
I appreciate the integrity.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't.
And I also appreciate Devere holding your feet to the fire.
Hey, listen, that's what you guys are here for, you my boys. You're supposed to call me out on these things. But man, this dude has hit 5 home runs over his last 3 games. Over at Bet365 today, you can get him plus 375 to hit another dinger and take a couple left turns in the infield to get back to home plate. So give me Eugenio Suarez doing it again anytime home run, plus 375 over at Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Again, just a quick reminder, download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Real quick, before we hear from Mike Tannenbaum of ESPN and his, I guess, maybe surprise pick, sleeper pick, or maybe he's just confident that this guy will do it when it comes to the MVP. We'll get to that in a second. But during the break, Devere and I were in here watching film of one Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
Now former Alabama quarterback and quarterback out there in Seattle. And you kind of like what he's got as far as potential in the league.
He's my quarterback pick for this draft that has, like, crazy potential. Like, just crazy potential. Like, Russell Wilson type of, like, third round, like, you can value, right? Or, like, Nick Foles value late, Kirk Cousins value late. Like, this guy will be a great player in the league. He just has to get rid of the head scratchers. But, like, you look at him, 6'3", cannon, 4'3". You know, our guy, Coach McDonald, was in Baltimore, And what you said, he said he wants another Lamar.
Look, as the defensive coordinator in Baltimore, he had to go up against Lamar every day. And I truly believe that, if you're somewhere and the ingredients were good that led to a good meal, you're going to want to take that with you when you're creating your own restaurant.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he sees in Jalen Milrose, potentially his next Lamar.
For the people who say follow the money, I second you this. They paid Tony Romo, and Dak Prescott had a great preseason that you could not deny.
Now, Romo got hurt.
But he was under contract. And what I'm saying is the preseason, the point of the story is the preseason that Dak Prescott had is what you saw, the flash. If we see Jalen Milroe keep one, you're going to see a 6'3", 4'3" guy running down the sideline here in about 3 weeks in a preseason game, and you're going to wonder, can Sam Darnold do this, or was this Kevin O'Connell in his headset last 2 seconds? Hey, watch out, it's too high.
I don't think it's far-fetched to think that could be a real possibility that Jalen Milroe gets out on the field sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
We just saw this with our own eyes in Atlanta last year. Now, I know Kirk Cousins went on to not play good ball, but they also paid him a lot of money.
Now, Sam Darnold has a lot of bad ball.
Correct.
In his film.
and to your point, there's people out there where it's like Kevin O'Connell, we got to put a lot of respect on his name as far as offensive football goes.
Absolutely.
Look, there's a couple starts in there where Joshua Dobbs looked pretty darn good.
Yeah. And then you have Brian Flores that had that defense playing unbelievable. What he did to Joe Burrow last year. So as an offense, Sam Darnold wasn't asked to do too much. You're not going to ask J.J. McCarthy to do too much this year.
No, not at all. And look, the Vikings, I think, are going to be dangerous. I think they're going to be dangerous this year because of the two guys we just talked about. Their head coach and offensive play caller in Kevin O'Connell, and Brian Flores is arguably the best defensive coordinator in the sport right now. Vic Fangio, some of those, he's in that class of DCs. And so, out there in Seattle, that'll be interesting to monitor how real Jalen Milroe stuff can get relatively soon. And then in Minnesota, you can make a case that the player that has the most pressure on him this season is J.J. McCarthy. Based off of what the team did last year without him and where their expectations are this year. That's a win-now roster. A win-now roster that this offseason brought in some really good things down in the trenches in the interior of the offensive line and on the defensive line. And so they're ready to go in a highly competitive NFC North division. And so I just can't wait to see what it looks like within that offense. But a lot of times for me personally, I'll speak for myself, I don't really talk too much and think too much about what the play calling can do, right? And the schematics of the offense and how that can set up an offense and a quarterback, more importantly. And it seems like Kevin O'Connell is one of those guys, man, that can really get things in order quickly. But, Jalen Milroe, if he can clean up just some of the intermediate throws, because it's not the deep ball.
And he has head scratchers. I don't know if you remember the Michigan scramble, and he's like falling, he just lets, it looked like he was throwing out, he just let the ball go out of bounds. He has head scratches.
He does, and he's got some throws where it's like some worm burners. It looked like my drive off the tee box, where it's just skipping to the receiver, and it's just like you just got to find that happy medium. But to your point, big picture is, I think Seattle's okay with letting it marinate for a little bit.
Yeah, they got time.
If that's 5 weeks, if that's next year, whatever it may be, they have time for him to get in the lab and fine-tune a skill set that not a lot of dudes have at that position. You can't teach what he already has. No. Now, the Colts fan base and the Colts would be saying, this is the experiment we just did, and it hasn't worked out well for us at all with Anthony Richardson. So there's examples on both sides of it.
Yeah, but they didn't draft him 4th overall.
Ding, ding, ding. There's a good point there as well. I'm just talking skill sets alone, right? Their bet was, Indy, we're going to bring this guy in and bet on the skills, and we'll figure it out from there. That hasn't worked, and it still may work, but they're up against it. But, Jalen Milroe's got a lot to like.
And I also think Jalen Milroe's college film is a lot better than Anthony Richardson. He's a lot better player than Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson's the only player I've ever seen chase down a defender before he even picked it off. He threw it and was already running the other way.
So now you have some of those plays with Jalen Milroe, but if a guy like that is at the helm and gets a shot, I just think we got a lot more potential with Milroe, and I got my eye on him this year.
Yeah, it'll be a fun watch in the preseason, that is for sure. Those are your pre-snap reads for today. Coming up in 2 minutes, Mike Tannenbaum, he'll hit you with what could be a surprise, sleeper for the MVP in the National Football League. We'll do that next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Dropping just 25 pounds with Awaken 180 can actually give you 10 extra degrees of golf swing rotation. Now, I'm not Bryson, a mad scientist, but that sounds good. It's about a half a club longer, 6 to 10 extra yards every swing. But from personal experience, lose 75 pounds like me, and it's next level distance. Way better consistency, energy, and mood, especially on the back nine. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180 degree weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Nationwide Picnic with the Pops presents the Pride of the Buckeyes, the Ohio State University Marching Band. Don your scarlet and gray and join the Columbus Symphony Orchestra for a night of fight songs, battle cries, fireworks, and more. July 25th and 26th at the Columbus Commons. Visit picnicwiththepops.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty promises he'll continue to do the show even if he wins the lottery. If only we believed him. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Devere, do you believe me? Devere Posey in the house today for AR. Do you believe that if I hit the lottery, that I would come in, and I've said this, that I would do the show 3 days a week? I would do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday if I won the lottery. AR and TLC are calling BS on that.
Yeah.
They think I would just ride off into the sunset and you would never hear from me again. But I'd be here 3 days a week. What do you think?
You would do a weekly show. I don't know if it's 3 days, but you wouldn't do it because you love radio at that point. You would do it just because you don't want nobody to think you changed. And I know you would be like, hey guys, I'm coming in. You know, this is my show sheet. Like you really care. You don't care. It would be hard to come back. Man.
You still gonna live in Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah, that's the thing. Are you no, you
He's gonna be on the Access.
He's
gonna be like Stephen A. Smith and just from another location.
Vegas, Miami, somewhere like that. That's never been proposed
it's
to me.
It's gonna be like around the horn, just everybody's in a different location on the show.
Would I still live here? I would.
If you got money, you can live in a nice neighborhood anywhere.
$62 million in the Powerball. You're not living here.
I would like to think that I would come back for football season. But if you know me, you know that I hate cold weather.
The last we saw Matty Ice, man.
I'd probably do the show on remote.
Yep.
I'd probably do the show on remote.
He would start covering the Miami Hurricane.
I'd have the best equipment possible to make sure that I sounded clear on the air. My video would be nice and clean, 4K for you guys, but I can't promise that I would still.
Yeah, you would be in the studio in Coral Gables somewhere.
No, I tell you when I really got jealous of Dan Le Batard in that gang. Not only did they do the show obviously in Miami, but they used to have their show. Maybe it is still on ESPN somewhere. I don't know.
Nah,
it's not okay. But their studio, like they'd zoom out.
Yeah, the South Beach,
and it was just the beach was right there. And I'm like, that's good living.
That's the studio on South Beach.
Good living. It's good living right there. A guy up in Green Bay maybe doing some good living according to Mike Tannenbaum, and that is Jordan Love. And here's what Mike Tannenbaum had to say about Jordan Love and where he could be come into the season in 2020.
I love Love. Jordan Love will win the MVP. A lot of the reasons RC just mentioned. Look, you take away 3 or 4 throws from last year, he was right there. I love Matthew Golden. He was my favorite receiver in the draft last year. Great route runner, great hands. You put him around Dontavius Wicks, Jay Reed, everybody else. This team will score and score often. Little concerned about the secondary, but they should be explosive on offense. This is Jordan Love's year.
You in on that?
I'm in on that. I really like Matthew Golden as a route runner, and I think Jalen Reed is more Stephon Diggs, Antonio Brown like. He's not like a slot guy. He can go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And so you get a Matthew Golden to come into the slot, or for Jalen Reed to go into the slot, and then you get Golden to take off the coverage. He has a lot of weapons, almost like you go back to Aaron Rodgers days, those Donald Drivers, Jordy Nelson days. How about those days? Mm-hmm. Right? You remember those days? Mm-hmm. I love me some Jordy Nelson. You hear me?
He was special.
He was special.
Kansas State's finest.
James Jones days. You know, they have a room like that now.
Yeah, they do.
They have a guy that can sling it to him.
You mentioned Matthew Golden. I think that is them letting us know we're good on the Christian Watson experience at this point.
Absolutely.
Can't depend on him. Yeah. Good player.
Yeah.
Just not available.
These North Dakota guys, have they worked out? Not many.
It's tough, right?
The only one I say work out, and this is the deep pool, Chris Board.
Chris Board. I know the name.
He's a linebacker.
We played for in the league. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I know. I recognize that name.
He's like one of the only ones that worked out for North Dakota.
North Dakota State, Carson Wentz. That worked, and it worked until big picture, it didn't, right? There's a very small window of time in there to where Carson Wentz was on his way to some MVP votes. I don't know if
he was going to win the MVP, but he missed the final 4 games of the year.
He got hurt at the goal line against the Rams. I believe there. And
this
so
is when Jalen Hurts took over, right? Or
no, Nick Foles won the Super Bowl.
No. Yeah, Nick Foles won the Super Bowl. And
later it was Jalen Hurts.
It's 2017, I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah, so Jalen Hurts ended up getting drafted, 2020?
Third round?
Yeah.
Second round. Second round for Jalen Hurts.
So it was basically Carson Wentz's last shot, and then it didn't work out because he and Doug Peterson did not like each other.
Mm-hmm. And then we had the Trey Lance pick, who I also believe is in North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Bison. Green and yellow up there.
Yeah.
And he has not worked out at all.
And Watson was another one.
And Christian Watson was another one. So you bring in Matthew Golden, you can see where they want to go. Romeo Doubs seems to always light it up like in training camp every year. Like you're hearing this is the Romeo Doubs year, and it turns out to be he's a fine player. But yeah, Jordan Love, I don't love him, I guess pun intended there, as much as a lot of people do. I haven't really been on board with the Packers being this dominant team the last 2 years, but where they're headed, if Jordan Love can go to another level, which his skill set to me looks like he can still get there, Depot. Like he can still take it up to higher heights there, then I might be on board. But I wouldn't spend any money on Jordan Love winning the MVP. If you're interested in that, you can get him at 25-1 right now over at Bet365. Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, all 25-1 to win that MVP trophy this year. Of the 3, who do you think has the best chance to win MVP this year? Jared Goff, Jordan Love, or Brock Purdy?
Jared Goff. Yeah, I'm enjoying this Lions era. Like I just enjoy the Detroit Lions being good at football. It's enjoyable. For me, it's nice. Mm-hmm. It's just like a team in the mid. It's the only domed stadium outside of Indy. I'm sorry. Indy and Chicago in the Midwest. I'm sorry, Indy and Detroit. And the experience. Have you ever been to a game in Detroit?
I've been there. One of my boys played in the MAC championship game. I know it's not a Lions game. I've been there for that. Actually, real cool. quick story.
Yeah.
Was there when my boy played against Pitt.
Okay.
And that was Aaron Donald.
Okay.
And I remember
which MAC school?
Bowling Green. They played in a bowl game there against Pitt. Okay. And I remember you know what it reminded me of? When Urban in Ohio State that week, we're like, okay, this Khalil Mack guy from
I was
Buffalo.
At that game. That was my first game back as a pro. I saw him live, and I'm like, who is 52?
And I'm sitting there like, this is Buffalo. And I'm like, oh. Then he had that scoop and score, and he ran away from Braxton. I'm like, okay, that's real. In the building for Aaron Donald, I walked out of that building, and I'm like, whoo-wee. That's a different cat right there, and then you go on to see his NFL career. So I've been there for a couple games, but not a Lions game. To your point, like, the Lions right now, under Dan Campbell's watch, he's an easy guy to root for. Like, he seems like such a cool dude, right? They got to love going into work every day and playing for Dan Campbell. Big question marks for them, though, is the subtractions of both coordinators and some other assistant coaches as well. TLC and I were talking about this yesterday prior to the show. Like, you also lose Frank Ragnow, your starting center. One of their starting defensive tackles is now out for the year. So not really household names as far as like the Amon-Ra's and the Gibbs, but they're guys that are very important. The coordinators and guys in the trenches they've already lost. But it's cool to see Jared Goff do what he's done in his career, because let's call it what it is. Sean McVay and the Rams, they kicked him to the curb. They looked at him and said, that's not going to cut it. We need more. We came out of that Super Bowl against Brady and the Pats, and we feel like that was our Super Bowl to win. We couldn't score more than 3 points in that game. We held Brady and company to 13, and they made the right call. It's one of those trades that's worked out for both, right? Rams and Stafford won a Super Bowl. Detroit and Jared Goff have been one of the most consistent teams over the last
since the trade
2 to 3 years, and probably even more than that.
More consistent than the Rams since the trade, outside of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You take what the Rams got, though, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure. You'll take it.
But the consistency for Detroit is real.
But my thing about just that championship, McVay, he bet big. If he put a lot of money into free agency to, like, I hate saying bought a championship, but he was over in terms, like, he was in the red in terms of like what he needed to get back. That championship was like, it saved it.
It was one of the riskier moves you could make, because like, as a franchise fan base, you want a quarterback at the end of the day that's going to provide a safe floor for your franchise, right? Like, you'll take the guys that are in that.
Well, you're just talking about the quarterback move?
Just the quarterback position in general.
Well, I'm talking about the Jalen Ramseys, the Odell Beckham.
Right.
Like, he really went for you.
Blank them picks, I think was the exact quote from their GM.
Yes,
right?
Forget them picks.
The bet that you're making is one of the riskier bets you could make, because Jared Goff, you know what he is, and he was a good quarterback. But you said, nah, it's not good enough. There's so many franchises that would die right now to have a good quarterback in there. And so for Jared Goff, man, he's a part of that quarterback series too. Cool guy, man. Got a lot of good stuff going on for him. The city adores him, and rightfully so, based off what he's brought. So the division itself is going to have a lot of eyeballs on it based off what they did last year. The Packers and Jordan Love as a young team trying to prove to themselves that they belong amongst the elites. Caleb Williams with a new head coach, and Ben Johnson coming from Detroit. And then you have Jared Goff, and then the Vikings on the other side. They're going to be, have a lot of attention on them, but there's a nice core of really, really good teams inside the NFL that are in the NFC North. And Jordan Love's a guy that a lot of people will be watching, and Mike T believes he can win the MVP. We'll hit the finish line of the show next. We'll tell the truth. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Irish Adventure awaits at the Dublin Irish Festival August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Enjoy unique Irish experiences as you explore one of the top festivals in the U.S., drawing over 90,000 guests to Dublin, Ohio each year. Get your tickets at dublinirishfestival.org.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully, with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate you snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your significant other will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, it stops your snoring. That's the point. It's quick, it's comfortable, and it's an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea. And he's helped countless patients breathe easier, sleep better, and live healthier, more energized lives. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Schedule your appointment now with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that's sleepbettercolumbus.com.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news. We fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Well, you should. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Remember this number, 50% off. All window styles, all from Window Nation. 50% off plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. Yeah, I said that. 5 whole years, 2030. No interest on the windows from Window Nation. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less. Get the windows you want for 50% off plus no interest until 2030. What are you waiting for? Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com today to get your free quote on replacement windows. Again, I can't stress this enough. You do not want to miss out on this deal. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
Want to know anything about the Fans contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Get 50% off all window styles, plus no interest until 2030. Visit windownation.com now.
All right, my guy, TLC, it's time for you to take over. What do you have cooked up today for Tell the Truth?
We have a pop quiz.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Let's see. I know that you're not a big Coldplay fan. Ozzy Osbourne died. Can you tell me which band he was in?
Oh, I got you.
All right, so we got one. Now we'll wait for Ice as he marinates on this one.
Ooh, I know this. You know this for sure? The band that he led?
He had it until you just questioned him, and now he's second guessing himself.
I feel like I do.
I think I know this.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
All right, Ice, you first.
I'm ready.
I'm going to
say it on 3?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Black Sabbath.
Kiss.
I could not believe it. Ice, you got it.
Let's go.
Who
am I thinking about? Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons.
It's Black Sabbath, right?
It's
Black Sabbath. There it is. That was good. That was good.
All right, got it.
Kiss was close. Actually, I don't even know where that came from. Gene Simmons?
Gene Simmons still with us, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. What's he up to?
What's he up to? I think he's up to something.
Okay. Yeah. But Ozzy Osbourne.
No longer.
Got to pour one out for him.
There it is.
It's been a tough couple of days.
I thought one he was going to say Iron Man.
Yeah. I do want to mention Bill Sneer, University of Cincinnati's track head coach for 33 years, passed away on vacation with his grandkids. And,
really?
The thing about Coach Sneer, when I was a kid, he lived on my street. We lived like 15 minutes from University of Cincinnati off of Hamilton Road. He had a basketball hoop. We used to beg to play on his hoop every day. He would let us play on his hoop before school and after school, even during dinner. This Coach Sneer, he was a UC's track coach. Such a good dude. He knocked on our door and said, "Hey, guys, You guys got a scholarship to UC to run track. I just wanted you to know that. But you guys can't play basketball anymore because that's an NCAA violation at the time. But you talk about a dude who gave us access, man. Rest his soul. Yeah. Bill Schneer, University of Cincinnati's track and field coach for 33 years, passed away.
So you technically had scholarship offers in 3 different sports?
Absolutely, I did, yeah.
Track, football, and basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coach Schneer, man, he was a good, but we didn't have a basketball hoop. That was our hoop.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Took
that
care
was
of you
our
guys.
hoop.
Took care of you
crazy
guys,
story, yeah.
And so Depot had a few scholarships, TLC, and the little ones too. His sons.
Oh no, we'll see.
They're next in line.
Drew.
We'll see. We'll see how these guys do.
Drew can he can get buckets.
We'll see.
Watch out for that now.
Well, when his dad's got him practicing fadeaway jumpers at buzzer beaters.
Listen, I've witnessed.
He's ready for every single scenario that comes his way in the game.
And I've witnessed with my own eyes.
Yeah.
DeVere, making his kids do wall sits. So training is around the clock.
Doing wall sits.
They've never been spanked. They only that's their only form of punishment.
It was the youngest one, right?
That's way more productive.
Your middle one.
Yeah, they can all go about 5 minutes.
It was great. I was trying not to laugh because DeVere was in dad mode and he was being real serious. But when he just told him get on the wall, and his son knew it was time. I'm in trouble. I got to do wall sits.
Was this at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was at Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Because when they go crazy, then the cousins go crazy. So you got to get the head first.
Stop that right away. It was a good time, man. Good stuff.
DeVere, how are those summer practices in Houston?
Terrible right now this time of year. At least you got to have a change of clothes. Bring it to practice.
Out on the field with you is what you're saying.
Bring it with you.
Yeah.
Because you said that cool morning that we had goes, man, it feels like training camp. And I'm like, not in Houston, it doesn't.
Right now, this time of year, it's really bad. It's so bad. When I saw C.J. Stroud and the Texans were up in Toronto, they got together in Toronto to throw routes. I don't know if it's because Mechie is from up there or the weather is too hot in Houston to work out, so they went all the way north.
I didn't know John Mechie was from Canada.
Yeah, him and his brother are from Ontario.
Interesting.
His brother still plays in CFL, but they were up there. You wonder, Cole, is it because the weather is too hot down there to get it in?
Yeah. Makes sense because to your point, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, they don't do training camp in Texas. They go to California.
Yep.
To cool off just a little bit to get the players out of the heat.
I had forgotten about that. Mm-hmm. I think I knew it and forgot about it. Here's a question. So Coy Parrish was a freshman from Minnesota this past year, defensive back, and a very good player, and someone who people are looking for in this upcoming season and next year, and we'll figure out what his draft stock is, but definitely made a splash as a freshman this year. But any concern whatsoever that he sounds like he doesn't at all care about playing for Minnesota?
Was Minnesota always the dream for you growing up playing football?
No, I didn't watch college football. My dream was to play for the Vikings. I would just skip through college if I could and just gone straight to the Vikings, but you got to do your 3 years. I'm willing to do it.
You know what that reminded me of, TLC? When you had the bite of the young girl that was asking Aaron Rodgers, would you
let me go find it.
Would you ever play in New Orleans? And Aaron Rodgers, no. That's what that reminded me of.
I like this Coy Parrish kid.
He can go.
He can play.
Yeah, he can go.
It's just like a football player when you see him. And the crazy thing is, guys, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Ed Reed. And I see it. Look. You guys have to understand what Ed Reed was. Ed Reed was a single high safety that could play hash to hash. What made him good was his ball skills. Cole Parrish has excellent
taking the
ball skills. He's not a too high safety guy.
I hear you.
He can cover sideline to sideline, and he will catch it.
I'm just not an Ed Reed guy anymore.
I'm sorry.
After what happened to me at the Super Bowl. Down in New Orleans. Real quick, speaking of New Orleans.
Rodgers, where the hell are you, bro?
Before we go, congratulations on a phenomenal career to Tyrann Mathieu. The Saints just announced that he is retiring.
The Honey Badger is done?
Just came down within the last minute. I'm looking at it here from the New Orleans Saints Twitter handle. The Honey Badger is done. My goodness. I remember those first few highlights of him.
Those West Virginia plays. Yeah. That West Virginia Thursday night game when he just strip sacked and ran it in, and then had a punt return that day. Oh, man.
Yeah, special.
Would you ever consider playing for the Saints?
No.
Let's tell the truth for today. Just no.
Absolutely.
Quick reminder, if you missed anything from our show, do not worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Coming up on Common Man and Timmy, they will take you live to Coach Day's press conference out in Las Vegas. That will be 3:45-ish, so don't move. Stick with the guys. Depot, as always, appreciate you, my guy. TLC, great job on the board. Folks, we love you. Stay safe out there. We will talk to you tomorrow at high noon. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Here's a quick 10-second reminder that the Buckeyes have won the Natty. Also, we air all the games, and we always will. Thank you. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Football in July, outstanding, and it's kicking off at the Pro Football Hall of Fame July 31st in Football Heaven in Canton, Ohio. And you can still grab tickets for the Hall of Fame game between the Lions and the Chargers. And then on August 2nd, 4 of the greatest of all time get immortalized in bronze at the Class of 25 enshrinement. And cap off the weekend Sunday with a concert for legends featuring Nickelback with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny. It's a gold jacket weekend. Visit ProFootballHof.com to learn more and get your tickets.
Get cash for clunkers during the Honda Summer Event at Lindsay Honda.
Listen up, Columbus. Cash for clunkers is big money towards your next ride.
Up to $3,500 minimum for your trade.
Use it for the down payment, negative equity, or keep the cash.
Lease a new 2025 HR-V two-wheel drive LX or 2026 Civic four-door LX for just $299 a month. Zero cash down. Just bring us your clunker. Shop Lindsay Honda, the big Honda store now. For details, visit lindsayhonda.com.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for $2.99 with your digital coupon. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue we actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings. Because you're driving to Paris.
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome.
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin.
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Did you know dropping your first 25 pounds with Awaken 180 adds 6 to 8 yards to every shot? Even better scores every 5 pounds after that. Look it up. Freedom from excess fat is measurable. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.